Hello.
Well, hello. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to session 4 of Yuma Station. Actually, 4 of Yuma Station, an actual play in Mongoose Traveler 2.0, brought to you by the nice folks at Happy Jack's RPG Network. You can find our past episodes as well as there's a slew of other actual plays and advice shows at happyjacks.org. I am Bill Roper, your semi-adept GM, and it's my pleasure to be setting the various stages for this amazing cast of characters and the damn delightful people that play them. So I want to do a quick go around the virtual tabletop so they can all introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about who they are in the universe of Yuma Station. And I'm going to start with Jason.
Oh, hello. Hi, my name is Jason. I'm playing Alex Murillo. He is a former scout and current academic, and also hanger-on of a certain character's philosophies and ideals. And it will be interesting to see how that plays out. What could go wrong? Probably nothing.
Probably going to be just fine. Let's just take that conspiracy choo-choo train over to Dave then.
Well, hello. Hold on one second. I got to get myself professionally dressed.
Wow, we are. That is good.
All right.
Nice. Oh my God, no.
It finally arrived so I can wear my tall hair. Even though it makes my green screen program wig.
Ray has no idea what to do with
Literally.
that.
Well, that makes sense that it would wig.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. All right. So my name is CADave, and I will be playing Benjamin Lister, the media mogul / conspiracy theory investigator that maybe doesn't actually believe all of the stuff that he talks about on his show as much as Alex believes.
I'm heartbroken.
But you know, he does a good job of not telling anybody that, so it works out pretty well.
And speaking about not telling people things, Blue, why don't you introduce yourself, Clara?
Wow. Wow. That I feel a little attacked. Hello, I'm Clara. I play Blue Lynn Wallace, the former Navy intelligence officer project situation, who was not discharged with psychic powers. And I'm trying not to make her river, and she's just coming out like river, and I'm not mad about it now. Also, she has a frog, Toad. His name is Monty. He's the captain. Don't lick him.
Well,
Or do. We don't know what happens when you lick him. I'm hoping for extra psionic ability, but like,
Just saying,
we'll
I wasn't
see.
gonna until you told me not to.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right?
yeah, it makes it
Now
really
I'm
difficult.
very curious.
Like, well, you know, you never really, it's like one of those old text-based RPG games where like you write things to see what happens.
Mhm.
Like, when were you gonna get to lick?
Literally in, I think it was Space Quest 4, there's a narration point that maybe it wasn't Space Quest. I think because Gary Owens, the old radio personality, did the narrator voice, and he literally goes, "Don't lick that. We don't know where you've been."
Yeah, I'm definitely not daring Alex to lick the toad, but like,
Uh-huh.
No, you were very clear in your
it's
instructions,
very
as I
clear.
recall.
Don't.
Do not.
And rounding out our crew this evening with very pointy edges, Samantha.
Hello, I'm Sam. I play Salamander Brooks, our resident pointy object owner and user. She used to be an assassin, and now she kills people for fun. Mostly.
Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life.
That's right.
Exactly.
And we're missing Jay again this week. Miles will not be with us. I'll stick him back in engineering again. He was going to be here. We were all ready. We were going to kick off the session with him. And then he realized that he had the day wrong in his brain. and he isn't off his very top secret important thing until like an hour from now. So unfortunately, he cannot be here, but we keep him in our hearts. So before we get into our recap of last session, there is some campaign housekeeping or station keeping, if you will, that I need to do. So first and foremost, happy birthday to Jason, whose birthday was on Saturday.
Happy birthday!
Allegedly.
Yes, for celebrating another orbit around our sun. And if we were all actually together, I am sure we would have some tasty treats to share. We're not, so you get raising you a toast with my water. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
All hydrating. We're all hydrating really well, and Sam's like, beer time.
I hydrated all day. And I did my taxes, so I earned a beer.
Oh,
I don't know what's in this.
That's true.
That's true. That is like pretty vodka-y, gin-esque something. Who knows? Little other bits of station keeping. So something about the ship size. I was incorrect about the cargo space size on the Ursula. It is much less than I stated in the last episode because I read the wrong column on the ship sheet. So there's actually 22 tons of cargo space, which is still plenty, but not the 40 some that I said. There's 16 tons of onboard cargo space. There's 8 on either side of the ship's boat, and the ship's boat can carry an additional 6. So as opposed to the 40 something I said, it's actually 22. Doesn't really change anything because we haven't had to calculate anything based on ship tonnage. Because if there's one thing that Traveler is good about, it's giving you math. It's part of the STEAM program.
I have a logistical question, but like it's such a diverse. I'll message it to you because now I'm curious.
All right. The other thing is jump travel, and I want to thank, and I wrote their name down and then immediately lost it. One of the listeners to the show pointed out that on page 148, that a jump carries the vessel a number of parsecs equal to its jump number. So our ship, Ursula, is a J2. It can go 2 parsecs. And that regardless of how far the ship jumps, it always stays in jump space for roughly 1 week. So I thought it was a week per jump you did, and it's not. If you do jump 1 or jump 6, whatever your ship can do, it takes a week. So they actually simplified the bookkeeping there, and I made it more complex. So I went ahead and behind the scenes for the team, readjusted the timings, little mini retconning to realign some timing on where things have been. So in terms of game time, we're currently in week 3 of being on Yuma Station. It will take a week to jump to the medical supply run if you're going to do that job. And then you would have that. Then you'd have the time to do that job. There would be another week of jump time if you then wanted to be able to do the War Games gig. So I originally built them out timing wise where you could chain some of these together. And then I had to go and readjust all the timings, but they all week. And then week 8, we're in week 3 of game time. Week 8 is when your first mortgage payment is due. That's exciting. Paying off that ship. Woo woo. Always big fun in Traveler is paying your bills.
Question that I will ask on stream. If we kill the people we owe money to, do we still owe them money?
Thinking that. Who do we have to kill so we don't have to pay them?
That's like an institution. That's like saying, I don't want to pay my house mortgage. What if I kill Bank of America?
So if we enact potentially violent space communism.
Yes. Well, if you decide that you don't want to pay or make it so there's no people to pay, that you may then end up on a ship spotter list, and then someone like all y'all will come find you. So you'll end up on a little list of ship names and people's names that someone like Sal has. So
we can change the plates.
But we also have me, so
it's true. It's true. And if that's where you want to go, then that's where we will go.
Potentially violent space communism, please.
I think we can at least get through 1 month of payments. Like, we'll be okay.
Yeah, they're not huge. If you have to. So with that, thanks everybody who's been commenting on the show, on our Twitch chat or YouTube or on our Discord. I'm really grateful for the feedback. don't get everything right all the time. I am happy to admit it, especially if I can correct it. Okay, so now that that's all sorted out, Sam, would you be so good as to recap our last thrilling episode?
I certainly would. Let's see what I wrote. Session 3. Benjamin sent out a broadcast to his listeners, soliciting them for funding for our expedition to find the mysterious artifact. The Space Kick Fund. It's a limited time offer. Never let reality stand in the way of truth. Alex saw the broadcast and was finally able to backtrace a possible location for Benjamin Lister and headed out to Yuma Station. The crew had about a week before the medical, well, we retconned some timing, so we didn't have to do the medical supplies delivery yet. So Sal asked Benjamin to help track down the ships that are up for repo. He hacked the station docking records and found that the Caliper was here just a couple of weeks ago. It was docked in the lower decks. So we all headed to the underbelly. There was a bit of traffic today. A large ship was docking as we passed, and Alex happened to be on that ship. He too sought out the underbelly with its many vid screens and shady atmosphere, and posted up at the empty table, sending a note to Benjamin. Sal and company walked in, and she immediately saw a person at her table again, a guy in a suit. Son of a bitch. She made a beeline, shrugging out of her jacket that Blue grabbed. Alex got up, and a tense but slightly flirty Sal plonked a weapon down and pointed at the name carved on the table. He was hot though, so she told him he could stay. And oh, he knows Benjamin and has some opportunities, also some ship shares. We probably won't kill him. Alex noticed that Blue doesn't blink nearly as much as a normal person. The crew agreed to take Alex on in a trial basis, and then discuss investment. He bought everyone drinks, mandatory. Sal got a description of the Caliper's owner, Jaden Reese, who talked to Rance, the bartender, and then he pointed out a woman at the end of the bar, one of the miners that the captain had spoken to. Sal chatted her up and bought her a fancy drink, getting some info the Caliper might be in the asteroid field, and a date for later. Aw, yeah. For listeners at home, that miner lady was fan cast as Gwendolyn Christie, hard eyes. Benjamin headed out to round up food supplies. Blue grabbed a drink and cheesed it back to the ship, while Sal and Alex stayed to drink at the bar. She learned a little bit about Alex's background. He looks into the weird stuff like Benjamin, and Sal agreed to train Alex with his sword, not the euphemism. Blue headed back to the bridge and checked in on Ursula, who says Xanthus is assisting Miles. Xanthus is apparently also an AI who a Dr. Jacob Owens installed 10 years ago. He has some locked or damaged areas of his memory too. Blue tries to look up info on Jacob Owens. She uses clairsistence to see him back in time in engineering and gets a good look at his face. She shares that info with Benjamin, minus the psychic bits, and he sends an email to Centris University for more info. The crew decides to spring for the astrogation update before checking the asteroid belt for the Caliper, seems wise. It'll be installed tomorrow AM. At 8:30, a visitor shows up for Sal after dinner. Blue goes to play chess against Ursula, while Sal impresses the heck out of her new friend and has a very athletic evening, and finds out that her name is Morrigan. In the morning, Alex shows up with his pushcart to wait for Benjamin's call a half hour early. Benjamin didn't get much sleep. He was too worried about being murdered by Sal's date, and he lays out some breakfast in the lounge. Sal says adieu to Morrigan and gets her digits and tells her to help herself to breakfast. Morrigan and Benjamin share a super awkward limo ride to the station. Alex had coffee waiting for Benjamin, who stumbles over and takes a big swig. They head back to the ship with Alex's stuff. He picks a stateroom next to Blue's, and the tech shows up to install the new astrogation system. Blue introduces Alex to Monty the Toad and tells him not to lick him, although Alex is pretty sure Monty is okay with it. He also gets introduced to Ursula, and Blue begrudgingly lets him see the bridge. He notices just how old the ship is. Monty is in the astrogation chair, so Alex politely asks him what he should do. He's a frog, Blue says, and just moves him. Miles comes on the bridge. He's pretty tired, but the engines are all right for now. Blue tells Miles Alex is the new intern and has ship shares. Alex is like, what about a problem with the power plant? Oh, Bill,
Oh,
you're muted.
Bill.
Oh, you're still muted.
Because I was being polite. Of course, I'm still muted. Excellent. So that is where we left off. Miles came out, wanted to know who this was. Xantha said, we think everything's going to be okay. I hear she said,
yeah, we think everything's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. Miles is really good. I mean, he's no Dr. Owens. No offense, Miles. We've talked about that, but I think that, it looks like there's at least no constant radiation, right?
and Miles says, yes, this is unlike anything I have seen before. This engine is completely unique. And so I'm not really sure but I believe every change we've made is perfectly fine. And I can tell you for sure there's no radiation leaks from the reactor. I will feel better if I stay back in engineering, especially if we're going to be going anywhere, because I want to keep an eye on it. But Xanthus has been actually very helpful. So we'll stick Miles back in engineering for the session again.
Poor Miles.
But that's fine. He's an engineer. It's not like he's an ambassador or anything. Yes.
The ambassador stays on the ship, remember?
Yes,
Sure.
ambassador
Maybe he
stays
is
on
the
the ship.
ambassador. He could
If
be
you
the
want to.
ambassador. Whoever needs to be the ambassador can be the ambassador, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So the timeline is pretty much the same. There's still the rest of this week before you'd have to make a jump to get to the supply run. I just changed where some of the other stuff fit. So your last thing is you had an idea where perhaps the caliper was, an idea where in the asteroid field, and you got some directions from Morgan on where that could be, possibly is, based on what she told him, and assuming that that is where he took the caliper, then that is the in-system lead that you would have if you wanted to pursue that or whatever else you'd like to do. But everyone is on the ship, and Alex is done getting all his stuff moved into the stateroom right next to Blue's.
Why? There are so many staterooms.
It's the next closest one to the bridge.
Anyway, are we headed to look for the caliper? Is that the plan?
I think so, because our other opportunities were, we had a little bit of time first. So we kind of figured we might as well, and also maybe test out the new astrogation system.
That seems
Can't hurt.
smart. I guess I'm a little unclear on the idea of ship spotting. Do we just float around waiting for a ship to pass us in infinite space, even if we have a vague idea? Or is there like a haunt that these people, like a space diner or something?
Well, we can follow the information that we got, which is a vague location for the caliper, like last seen or last known going to, and take a look for it. If we find it, we just take it and then get the money for it.
Bill, did the scouts do anything analogous to this? Like, is this something I might have a little bit of experience in?
Not in particular. Ship spotting is basically bounty hunting, but for ships.
Okay.
You would have definitely been more along the lines of, hey, we're trying to find this certain type of planet. Right. But a lot of what the scouts did was just point your ship in a direction no one's been, and go see what you can find.
Got it. Okay.
So that's the simplest way I can maybe explain it, is that it's like you're a bounty hunter, but you're looking for ships, not people. So there's a lot of investigation work and tracking down potential places they've been. And so far you've managed to find one of them by sorting out that, hey, maybe they were at this station, and you found someone who was. So it's only about maybe a in system, like about a 6-hour flight to get to where the asteroid field is. So it's not really all that far. It's not certainly no reason to jump. This is just a little drive.
No reason to jump. That's quitter talk.
Well, I like the
Just do a
idea
half
of
jump.
maybe like having a little bit of a shakedown cruise here too. Like, we picked up the ship, we jumped back here, and we're here. So,
Or well, like you said at the top, Bill, all jumps take a week regardless of distance, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay. So we wouldn't want to jump a 10-hour trip because
No.
now
Right.
it's okay.
Plus, it's just not far enough. It's within the. I mean, you can technically jump within a parsec, like less than a parsec, but there's really no reason
Kind
to.
of like time traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
You can do a
But in the
Tesla
bad
and-
way.
Yeah.
right.
Traveling forward in time, but slower than usual.
Useful.
You have cracked the space-time continuum right there, buddy.
We can age more quickly, guys. I figured it out.
That was the plan the whole time. In that case, it may be worth a quick test run to see if we can spot a
Yeah.
ship.
Yeah.
I have
can't
follow-up
hurt.
questions about take, but I think that's not my department.
Okay.
Like,
Just looking at Sal.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Yeah, I do mean take.
Is there much of so navigation is on planet, astrogation is out in space.
Yes.
Is this something that would benefit from some sort of astrogation, or do we know exactly where to go?
You have coordinates. Your astrogation usually tends to get used if you're jumping and want to be
Okay.
jumping, especially more quickly. You certainly could use it if you were trying to find a very specific spot, even with coordinates.
Okay.
However, if you wanted to be as part of a shakedown cruise, saying like, "Oh, hey, I want to make sure the astrogation system is working," even though it may be
Kinda like,
unnecessary, you could be,
like when you use Google Maps to go somewhere you already know how to go, and you're like,
Sure.
"Wow, Google, whoa, that's not the way."
Right. Yeah, I remember that one very famous Apple Maps update where everybody was like, "Oh my God, you need to drive through a river to get
Yeah.
home. It's across the street." Yeah, there was some pretty bad ones. So you definitely could be testing out all your systems.
Oh, MapQuest.
For Sal's benefit, predominantly the two turrets, especially the belly turret where you have posted up, are both twin pulse laser turrets.
Okay.
So,
All right. So as we're pulling away, what is the bridge arrangement? Like, what does this look like?
so the bridge is, think of it as you will, like the ship is, we saying it's kind of like a manta ray, right? So it's almost this semicircle or a space croissant. And the front of it is a,
You mean croissant?
yes, a
Okay.
croissant.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm-
speaking Greek.
I'm so
Uh,
excited about a space croissant.
There's a great TikTok I saw where this girl, her father is French, and she says, "Watch what happens when I mispronounce croissant." And she's like, "Oh, it's like Papa," and he's like, "We said, can I have a croissant?" He's like, "Oh, oh, oh." He just like starts freaking out. It's the best. So at the front of it, at the very front, the bridge is almost like a rectangular shape where you have two chairs in the center of it, then some more broad consoles and two more chairs towards the outside of it. The two chairs in the middle are the pilot's chair and the navigator's chair. and placed between them on the dashboard, as I recall, is where the captain is now sitting.
And the captain is
And-
Montgomery.
Monty, the frog.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The
Okay.
toad.
And Blue is the
Toad.
pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then your station would be the one right next to Blue.
right.
And there are
Right.
2 additional seats on
Right,
this
and there's-
very
yes, there's-
wide bridge.
Yeah, it's very wide. It's a very wide front. And then
Okay.
the seats those are like centered. The pilot and navigator are centered.
And
And on
so
the
where
ends is like a
Ben and
comms
Sal?
station and a couple of other extant stations that you can kind of make what you need to make them.
Where are Ben and Sal in this scenario?
I don't think Benjamin has figured out where his like crew station is. He kind of so far the only thing he's really taken any possession of is like the galley. Like
And
so-
Sal is probably in the turret,
Okay.
just in case.
It's a little like traveling in an RV where there's someone driving and there's probably someone in shotgun to keep them entertained or whatever, but everyone else can kind of do whatever.
Yeah.
like in a battle kind of situation or something, I think he'd probably come up to the bridge. and
Yeah, 'cause
take
you've
one of
got-
those extra seats.
Your typical crew duties, right, is you got a pilot who's flying the ship. You got commonly a captain who commands the ship and can use leadership and tactics and things like that to influence outcomes. You have engineers that assist at the power plant, maneuver drives, so forth. A sensor operator. That position engages in like electronic warfare, keeps track of enemy spacecraft. Then there's the turret gunners. Every turret has its own gunner seat. And then there's if your ship has like bay weapons or other kinds of weapons, they have their own positions. If you are preparing to either board or repel boarders, if you had Marines, for example, or someone who's like, oh, I'm just going to be ready in case someone tries to get into my ship, they could do that. And then basically, hide in your room. Those are kind of the main areas that you have on a ship. So, there's on the way here, it's been predominantly Blue piloting the ship and Sal getting comfortable in the turret and
Okay.
Miles tinkering in the engine room and Benjamin recording in his stateroom. I think a lot of that
Yeah.
trip originally here.
All right.
So you
So
tell
are-
me all where you'd like to be.
Are we at the point of like pulling away from where we were
Sure.
docked?
Sure.
Okay, so apropos of nothing, like no one has said anything to Alex. He just says, "I, Captain, calculating the route now." Just
I'm not going to scare you away from the cockpit or the bridge. I just like, okay.
Montgomery seems to nod approvingly
Yeah, that makes sense.
and then reaches out with his extremely long tongue and gets a bug.
okay.
There we go. I was like, we've lost visual on Jason.
Do I need to roll astrogation or anything?
Yes, let's do an astrogation roll. This is just to make sure that you're going in the right direction. You have some coordinates already. At the very least, you're checking to make sure that these are good,
Okay.
accurate, proper
Does
coordinates.
that add to intellect or education?
So use astrogation plus education
Okay.
for your dice modifiers, and then roll 2d6 and apply it against a target of 8.
Oh, heck yeah. That's a 12.
Yes. You easily lay in a course. It is, you've been given good coordinates. These are
Rolling
perfectly
high
fine.
when it counts. Just want
That's
to point
right.
that out.
And yes, these, and this is a fine system. Certainly easily on par with anything you've used in your scout days.
Okay.
So you definitely got a top of the line astrogation unit put into the vehicle, into the ship. Sorry, Ursula.
All right. So yeah, I mark up a set that like can make use of some gravitational slingshot and avoid the asteroids that are marked in the system. And I just sort of submit that. It's like I don't drive anything. I'm just like submitting TPS reports.
Do you chart a like purposely showy path? Or do you just
If
chart the
by
most direct?
showy you mean the most fuel efficient and least time consuming, that's my version of showing off, is high end efficiency.
Okay, good. So the most efficient path, right?
Yeah.
I
Perfect.
fully don't know that I would notice.
No,
I don't
but
think I
the
have a
captain
grasp.
will.
Yeah, I don't have a grasp of astrogation to the point where I'm like, yeah, sure, that works. I'm like, all right, this is where we're going. Okay.
So if to get there, you won't have to make a piloting roll unless you want to be doing some stuff to do a shakedown on the ship. You're like, oh great, here's the thing, but I'm going to do some maneuvers and I want to see how responsive she is, because it was pretty pedestrian getting here. But
let's see what she does. What am I rolling? What am I rolling for this? What have I?
It would be pilot and dexterity would be your rolls.
Okay.
And depending on what you're trying to do, I'll tell you how hard it is to do.
So with a +1 in dexterity and a 1 in piloting,
you'll add 2 to your roll.
Awesome.
So what did you want to do for your shakedown maneuvers?
Oh man, you're gonna make me do technobabble.
No, just how do you want to, doesn't it be techno? Just tell me how you want to fly the thing.
Potentially, considering we're going to be ship spotting, I would probably do a couple maneuvers that would be helpful, such as something more evasive, using anything nearby as cover, as well as in the way that you can using giant space. Anyway, using things for cover, as well as maybe seeing how fast I can move and get this thing to go. Not to break it, just to see if we have to Tokyo drift in space.
Sure. Yeah. So the things that would be helpful for this, kind of what you're probably testing against, is there's maneuvers as a pilot you can do to evade incoming attacks, right? The way that thrust gets used, right? Because that's what you're using in system, and especially if you find yourself in a combat situation, is thrust is to move closer to or further away from an enemy or target. You can then also use it to assist your gunner to basically try to get yourself in a better shot to improve your gunner's shot. You can use it to actually dodge out of the way of incoming shots. You can make it harder for that, or you can just use it to reposition, right? So evasive action, and then also basically I can't remember the exact name for it. It's setting up, but it's setting up the shot. Setting up the shot for your gunner. So if you wanted to, a way that you could approach that is to do basically, practice some defensive maneuvering, and then potentially you could even try to do some operations with both Sal to say oh, hey, let's pick a target and see if we can't coordinate.
All right.
Shooting some rock out of the sky.
Let's see if we can coordinate that. That sounds like fun.
Sure.
How detectable is the beginning of movement on board?
Well, you have grav plates. You would know that you're starting to move. Definitely, the engines have a different thrum to them.
Sure. Okay.
It's not like and it's not like there's a big jerk or something.
Yeah.
But you would know that you've initiated the drives and are underway.
So I think a minute after we start moving, Benjamin's gonna fling open the door onto the bridge and run up and slam a suction sticky thing on the view screen with a whatever traveler equivalent tech level GoPro on it.
Sure.
Is so that he can at least get the departure shot and some stuff like that.
Amazing.
What are you hoping? What's the shot you're hoping to get?
Oh, just that gratuitous space journey shot, at the beginning of most Star Trek movies where there's a 45-minute panorama shot of the Enterprise as they fly by in a little shuttle, or like as we're leaving the station, or whatever like that. Like that's the idea. But if
Okay.
I missed that already, then like whatever we pass by, I'm just gonna leave it up there.
Right. I want to
We just
'cause I
have a
think
dash cam.
Yeah,
yeah, basically.
All right.
So just because I think it's funny that you're running up there because you feel the ship moving, and whether you made it or not, I want you to roll against
Oh, sure.
your art. Don't you have art meme or something?
do,
You've got
yes,
like
yeah.
yes, you've got your specific like shooting stuff to look good for
Right.
broadcast. That plus let's do that plus I like that plus dexterity because you're trying to get up there to the bridge to actually slap the thing on in time.
All
And
right.
if you
I
make it,
dig
then you have the shot you want, and if not, you get that like
just
oh
missed
well.
it. No,
Yeah,
it's just a bunch
exactly.
of space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just emptiness and stars.
Right.
I did get an 8.
All right, there you go. Perfect. You managed to run up
So-
there and
Nice.
Yeah, just in time. Just as like we start the maneuver, like to turn, and you see the station receding off to the side. Like it's a good. It would have cost a lot of money in miniatures. Kind of a shot.
Yeah.
because in a tech level 11 world, you're using miniatures for
Oh,
your
for
shots.
sure.
I like
Yeah.
that.
Well, because people
That's
like that
good.
authentic feeling.
We walk in on you one day using your miniatures.
I'm doing a shoot. I'm not playing a game. I'm doing a shoot. And they're
I've got-
figures.
I've got this little like 10-gallon fish tank size blue screen box, and I've got little ship models on fishing line that I'm just kind of going, "Ooh-wee, ooh."
Well, you work with the budget you have.
For sure.
Yeah. So the to use proper traveler terminology, right? You've got evasive action, right, which is being able to use to dodge incoming fire, and then there's aid gunners. That's what the other one is called. I can remember, which is you trying to provide a more stable firing platform along with an optimal attack vector. So, which of those would you like to do first in your shakedown?
Let's start with what was the first one? Sorry.
There's evasive action and aid
Let's-
gunners.
Let's start with evasive action, and then we'll move to evade gunners or
Great.
aid gunners. Wow.
So go ahead and make a piloting plus dexterity against. We'll just do it as an 8, which is a standard difficulty. Not trying to get
That
too
would be a
ridiculously
9.
high. All right. You're like, oh, this moves pretty well. You
All
get a
right.
handle on how Ursula responds.
I'm not mad about it. And then the second one, checking in with Sal. Is there? Oh, God, my brain is like, if you shoot something out of the sky, you're likely to send an asteroid somewhere it shouldn't go. But also, who cares? Would you like to hit that?
Oh yeah.
You can definitely be far enough away from anything where
Let's
it's not
give
going
it
to.
a
Yeah,
try.
who knows?
As Sal is shooting, I just want Alex to be like, I could generate simulated targets.
Too late.
Too late.
Sal and Blue have just gone rogue. And it's the same. Is that the same stat?
So what's going to happen with that is to do the aid gunner. You're going to make a pilot check to start a
Mhm.
task chain with the gunner. So how that works is you will roll against you'll roll your piloting plus dexterity
Mhm.
against your against an 8+, and let me know how much you either make it or miss it by.
I got a 12, so I made it by 4.
Great. Then I'm looking at my cheat sheet because of course I now immediately don't see the thing I was looking for, which is the effect table. And you made it by 4. Is that
Mhm.
correct? Sorry.
I'm using dice that Abria and Jameson got me separately. Like they have nothing to do with each other, but they always roll well.
Nice. So let me find the effect table. Sorry, I had everything up and I was so excited. I had this, did so much prep, and now I can't find it, of course, because that's the way it works, especially when you're live on stream. Show me the effect table. It voila. Damn it. Fragga. Oh, come on. This is just silly now. Because there's a here we go. Task chains. There. So you succeeded with an effect of 1 to 5. Basically, what effect means is how much above or below the target number you are. So you were 4. Is that correct? Above the target number? Great. So you succeeded with an effect 1 to 5. So then you add a +1 die modifier to Sal's roll. And Sal, you will make a gunner plus dex roll against an 8+ to shoot the target, and you're getting a +1 from Blue, plus whatever you're.
Right. All right, I got it. We gotta do math. I got a 12. So I have plus -1 is 11.
Excellent. So
Nailed it.
You nailed it. And you position around. You pick out the asteroid that you want to hit. Blue maneuvers the ship, kind of whips around, brings it in, holds it steady, gives you a kind of perfect position as you swivel the turret around, and you blast it into tiny little space rubble.
Yeah, sweet.
I'm kind of
Nice
impressed
driving,
by the
Blue.
fire- Thank you. I'm kind of impressed by the firepower on this thing.
Yeah, and the way that twin turrets work is you can actually, if you fire them both at the same time, which you would more than likely do, because they're the same. They're the same system. Basically, the way turrets work is this one has 2 slots in it, and if you were, you could theoretically have, like, for example, like a pulse laser and a missile rack or something, and then you would choose which one you were firing. But these are paired pulse lasers. So when you fire them, you actually get a +1 as well, which I just remembered.
Awesome.
So you would have even had one betterer than that.
Sweet.
And we don't have to teach Ben to use one.
Listen, I'd probably be all right at it.
I worry about you in the middle of a conflict.
Oh, like, if it comes down to me or them, I'm a pick me every time.
All right.
That's fair.
I guess we'll find out at some point. Maybe we won't. Who knows? We could all die. I'm gonna keep flying.
I'd probably be better doing electronic warfare stuff than shooting, though.
So useful.
Did you want to do any simulations on that as part of the shakedown?
Sure. I mean, I can try. That's more difficult to simulate, I think, but
Oh, I have to make the adjustment. The +1 that you get is actually on damage with the twinned weapons. So not on the to hit, but on the to damage. Once you hit, you do more damage. So you really blast them into space nothings as you hit with both barrels.
I'm starting to like our chances of not having to pay off the ship.
So so Dave, if you want to like basically go through and
I think I'd probably see what, like, having this sort of advanced AI as the ship's computer, like, if that would help, right? Like, I'd use my own skills to try and work out ways to jam signals and that kind of stuff, but like, I'd assume that Ursula, the AI, would help out. Like,
do you want to ask her?
well, yeah, I'm like,
Okay,
what
go right
kind
ahead.
of- I guess the direct question would be, what kind of, countermeasures or anything like that do you have access to?
never really done any countermeasures. You have me worried a lot, though, Benjamin. You're always very concerned, which I'm grateful for, that we're going to be somehow electronically attacked. I think countermeasures are a good idea. I suppose I could help in any way that you'd like. Is there what type of thing would you want me to be doing?
Let's see. Maybe like help with shifting frequencies on the comm array like very rapidly to create just a electronic mess out, a RF mess out there for another ship that's trying to lock onto us, for example, or something like that.
Oh, all right. I can definitely help you with that. It'd be my pleasure to assist with that.
All right.
Did you wish to? I believe you would say a practice run. Did you wish to do a practice run?
Yeah, let's give it a whirl.
Okay, so Ursula will start doing basically the super AI version of taking the tuning dial and going really fast, and going to random frequencies, and is best you can tell probably not repeating anything, though it's certainly far more quickly than you'd be able to do any kind of manual inputting on that. So why don't you go ahead and make a comms. Yes, a comms plus intelligence, and you'll get a +1 from Ursula's assistance.
6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 10.
Okay. Yes, you feel very confident that that would be making very difficult for anyone to be locking onto your systems, or even potentially targeting with missile locks. So you're really changing your signature.
Now, I don't actually remember. Is remote intrusion like into a computer system on another ship? Is that a thing?
It could be. Someone could definitely try to hack into your system.
Okay. So maybe I'd spend some of these hours.
Most systems, especially their military systems, are pretty hardened, right? It's not like an easy task, but it's possible. Yes.
It's not like most ships are broadcasting like unencrypted Wi-Fi.
Right. like, hey, I'm a hotspot. Join me. Yeah. Not usually the case. I know the problem is, man, our ship, the hotspot, it always keeps getting hijacked. It sucks.
My bandwidth is terrible. Well, how come you have 45 people? Like, there's all this trail of ships just following them around.
Everybody wants to hang out near us, though.
I think I'd probably spend the chunk of the rest of this journey time, like, working on a sort of a preventative computer program, or like a computer spike that you could transmit at another ship to mess up some system or something.
Okay.
Question.
Yes.
Do EMPs exist in this world?
Yes, there are EMPs.
Okay.
I don't think we have anything like that, though.
But they can be acquired.
Yes, you certainly could get an EMP device. Do you want that to be? Is that an offensive or a defensive spike? What's the intent with it? Like using it to repel or using it to intrude?
Probably offensive.
Okay.
First. So I'd probably just tinker around with that for a while.
Okay, great. So it takes about 6 hours to get there. Is there anything anyone else would like to do during the trip? All righty. Perfect. Hang out.
I mean, does Alex want to play music? I want to, what kind of music do you listen to when you travel?
Good question. Probably some evolution of well, shoot, now I just have Alex from The Expanse in my mind, which is a shame because it turned out that actor's a dirtbag, which is a huge bummer. But yeah.
I mean, the actor that I used is also not great. So
But
Definitely
the
awesome.
character from the book is great, and I like that he has this like weird Martian country western music.
Oh my gosh.
That's what he's listening to all the time. So I'm picturing this like twangy but also electric, like electronic kind of, I don't know, some weird future country music, especially considering it's Yuma Station.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like ECM. So the electronic dance music, it's electronic country music.
Yeah.
Yes.
Electro country is a thing.
It is. It
Yeah.
truly is. I listened to it.
Okay, I'll have to look that up later. Also, I think in that 6 hours, at least 3 separate times, Alex has tried to start up a conversation with the captain. And it's just asked the captain like about his interests or his experience, and just, you know, either nods and seems to have gotten some sort of answer, or just goes, oh, okay. And
When you ask him about his interests, he looks.
I see. Fascinating. Thank you.
Every time you make that face, I expect you to have a cigar. That's the thing.
Got a long piece of grass.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
looking at
where did the toad get wheat? I don't know.
can you eat wheat, Monty? Okay, whatever. You're genetically modified. Blue makes a note later to consider if Alex is mentally all there.
Yeah, I'm the crazy one.
You are. You're talking to a toad.
You do get the impression, Alex, that anytime you talk with him, he's very attentive.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely knows that you're talking to him. And whenever you've brought up interests or like anything like that, he definitely licks a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Noted.
He mostly likes eating and getting licked.
Can I roll to read Montgomery's mind?
Yes, of course. Please do.
I don't know what to roll.
Wait,
What?
hold on. We weren't here for his for Jason's character creation.
No, you don't know anything about him. Yeah, you roll that ability plus your plus the applicable stat. You know,
Okay.
just go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and roll. Let me know what you get.
That's a total of 8.
Yes. Do you want me to chat that to you, or do you
Sure.
want me to just say it? Oh, okay. Here, I'll send it to you.
I wanted to like close my window in frustration,
There you go.
but like I would ruin the stream. It's like I can't storm out.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
So you arrive at the asteroid belt, and it's fairly off. I mean, it's as off the beaten path as anything here. It's not near anything. It's a good distance from the station. There's really not any traffic here, and you don't immediately see a far trader. You don't see a ship at all, but the kind of ship you're looking for is a far trader.
All right.
Hmm.
Is there anything we could do? Is it likely like an extension of scanners or something is a thing? I don't know.
Sure.
Is there like a deep scan?
Yeah, you absolutely could do a electronics check. Basically, it's I think
I
it's
don't have that.
I believe it's comms that
I
you're
don't have it
using.
at her. Like, do I
If
have
you-
those?
You've got
There's a
Dave.
sensors. There's electronic
Yeah.
sensors.
Yeah, there's sensors. Sorry, yeah, I was trying to remember. Like, I know that's not comms. Yes, sensors
Yeah, I don't know.
is what you would roll against.
I'm trained in life support. Can I scan for life support signatures?
Oh, fudge! Actually,
Not exactly how that works
Can
for
we-
life support, but yes, it'd be a sensors electronics.
Okay. No, I'm not
sensors.
trained in that as a scout. It seems a little wild, but that's okay.
Well,
How-
you probably were like, sure, we'll see. Maybe you weren't great at your.
But
scout
I mean, I
job.
also
don't know.
didn't retire as a scout either. So
It's very true.
there's I think I can do something, but I need to not be here. And also, I kind of want to wait and see if we find something electronically first.
Okay. Does
Because
anybody
this
want to
is-
attempt to use the ship sensors to
Well, I
see
guess
if you can find a ship?
It's just -3 if
Yeah.
you don't have the skill, right?
Yes.
Would it be sensors plus what?
Or we could
Us.
let the jack of all trades do
Yeah.
it.
I will
Yeah,
be happy to give it a whirl.
Yeah,
I'm-
Lister, good at everything.
Even without that, like I actually have the 0 in electronic sensors.
Oh, well, see, there you go.
Oh.
Then you're actually
Oh,
trained
well,
in
yeah,
it.
you're the guy.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's
he's
fine.
our comms guy. You're right.
I was
Yeah,
working
it's
on that
comms and
computer
sensors.
program. Like,
I didn't commit everyone else's character sheet to memory.
That's right. I think you probably look up from your station and they're like, oh,
we're here. Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh. So
I
yeah,
was
go
in
ahead
that,
and make
like-
a
Programmer's fugue. Like
right.
like sitting
Wake
there
up and it's 8
like
hours
the,
later.
the code being projected across my face for 6 hours.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic early 2000s representation of writing code.
Yeah.
Calculating numbers. So yes, please go right ahead and make a sensors plus intelligence. Let's do that.
Okay. So that's 11.
Excellent. Good, because this was not this is a slightly more difficult thing to find the caliper, but you do see that probably about just out of visual range, but within your sensors range, you do see that there is a signature of a ship of the appropriate size of a far trader that's there. Do you
is there anything I can detect about it from that roll? Like,
yes, with the 10 plus, you can get you're reading its transponder, because transponder is basically just always when you get close enough to them, right? Or looking for them, you're like, oh, when you find the bandwidth, you're like, what is this ship? So you find that it is the caliper. So this matches the registration matches the registration you have from the ship spotting organization.
all right. Well, hey everybody.
This
Sorry
is
she
we are
blows.
we are way beyond my my expertise in this. Sal just sadly and quietly over the intercom. Sal.
Can we approach with stealth? Are you good at that with flying?
We tried and I did okay, but sometimes I roll like shit. So yeah, let's try it.
So what's the plan?
Sneak.
Well, sneak up closer to it. I have an out of character question.
Yes.
Is the payment that we receive diminished in any way if the ship is damaged in the process of retrieving it?
Dead or alive situation with this thing.
Well, I mean, the bounty is for the ship. So if it has a lot of damage, then yes, they're going to have to take that out of your bounty. If there's some incidental damage that occurs, right, then that's fine. And they can buff it out, and that's okay. But if it's like, oh, we had to basically replace half the ship, yeah, that's problematic.
Okay, good to know. Secondary question. From what we know about far traders, what's their weapons capability generally?
So far traders, NPC ship, they are typically unarmed.
Sweet.
Because they're more about going places and getting somewhere. However, if he's if Jaden's come out here to do any mining operations, he's obviously had to do some kind of retrofit to the trader to be able to have at least mining lasers put onto it.
Okay.
Because he's probably not going to get out of his ship in a vac suit and a pickaxe and try to chip off some goodies. but yes, typically far traders do not have weapons systems.
Okay. Question, and I wish I had thought of this before we left. How do we get the ship back?
Well, I'm sure someone here could pilot it, or you could force them to
I can
pilot it
drive.
back. Or I mean, there's
Okay.
Or
any
hold a
number
gun
of
to the
ways.
pilot.
Okay.
Get out and push. I'm sure you'll find a clever
Yeah.
way to.
We
Yeah.
can't like tether it and go. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean,
know how to-
I can pilot a ship. I'm not a like crack pilot or anything, but you know.
It shouldn't be hard, I assume. All right. Well,
Follow-up question. What's the range on a mining laser? And
The
also on our turret?
So excellent questions that, of course, Sal would be very familiar with. So let's see, where am I? Combat. The range on the pulse lasers is long range, and a mining laser is for these purposes is basically close range, maybe medium, but you definitely will outrange it.
Excellent.
it sort of just occurred to Blue that ship spotting might involve killing. Cool. Are you just planning on blowing up the ship, Sal?
Not unless we
hope not.
have to.
How are we getting the ship back?
We get more money unblown up.
Oh,
Okay.
well, recovering
So-
a ship like this could mean convincing the crew to bring it where we want them to bring it, or manually taking control of the ship and flying it back.
Preferably
Okay.
threatening to blow up the ship will be enough.
Okay.
Well-
I'm gonna
It-
let that Sal take the lead on that.
If that doesn't work, and we get into a ship scuffle, I think we'll be okay. But the question is, how big a crew do we think they have? And if we take the ship, what do we do with them? Like, do we have a place where we can lock them up? Like,
We've got cargo bays.
yeah.
And rope, I assume.
I mean, it's not that
Yeah.
long a flight home, so it's not like we have to worry about like, oh, a whole like jump trip or something that we have to keep people fed and watered.
Well, presumably they have provisions on their ship.
Yeah, we
Well-
can just take all their stuff and also them and also their ship. Is there a sensor for figuring out how many people might be crewing it?
You could you could use sensors to try to read
This is
life
this is
signs.
what-
I don't know if there's that's more Star Trek-y, I think.
we've established that this is sort of what Blue does or did. But
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I don't think the ship's sensors could read how many
Mhm.
people are aboard.
Okay.
No, but I could take a reading from the life support and see how many lives it is designed to support.
You can get a maximum, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that in a far trader, typically it has a crew complement of 5, and it has berths for enough for probably like 14 or 15.
Okay.
And is the ship just sort of dead in the water out here? Is it reacting to our approach, or?
We're being
Um,
sneaky.
Yeah, you haven't got into
We
visual
haven't
range of it
approached
yet.
yet.
You haven't approached yet, so
Okay. So another option, Captain. He's addressing himself to the captain, aware that Blue is in the room. Captain, I can I have my vac suit, which is rated for boarding actions, and it might be convenient for me to attach to the outside of the ship and provide access that way.
Clara is fully on board with that plan for every reason you know.
and
I am gonna
Right.
need 2 knives though. That's the thing.
and Monty kind of scintillates a blue and a green and then goes back to his.
I see. Yes. Well, I'll go get changed. Blue, do you want to talk to the rest of the crew and see if anyone would like to join me?
Blue's sort of getting around the fact that not only have you been talking to Monty, responding, which I thought was just like you being sweet, but the fact that Monty has now responded to the point where you're going to do something about it. I don't trust you. Okay, I need Miles here. Blue's gonna get on the intercom, I guess, and just
Sure.
Alex has decided on a boarding party situation, and she's like,
that
just
sounds fun.
full side. Oh, Sal, you're on my side. You're supposed to be on my side here. We can't threaten them.
We can threaten them better from inside the ship.
Well, I think we should be prepared for that eventuality. Like, they know that if anybody comes to reclaim their ship, we're not really going to want to blow them out of the sky. So they might just become recalcitrant and not want to go and just say, no, what are you going to do about it? So then it may absolutely come down to that.
Ugh.
Not
wants
that
to-
I have any ability to help in that department.
I guess the follow-up is who's interested in boarding.
Obviously.
I was gonna say Salson and Alex.
I mean,
And Miles will stay here. See, Clara wants to go board, but I don't know
well,
if that's a
you
blue
go.
thing.
I
to do,
I
so don't
can
do it.
watch the bridge while you guys do that. I'd be better at that than actually going over there.
Sure.
Can Ursula, can you operate the turrets if we're not on the ship?
Yes, I do have control functions over those ship operations.
Okay. Good to know.
All right. Let's do this thing.
So we should approach the ship stealthily, hide ourselves until the last minute possible to give us the most element of surprise.
Our ship I don't think is designed for this, but would we be able to cloak or anything? I don't think we have that. No.
Well, we're
I
in
think
an
if we-
asteroid field, right? Can we use
True.
the asteroids for cover?
Sure. You
Can we-
definitely could, with some good astrogation and piloting, try to find a clever way to approach to get close enough to, hopefully go undetected and then be able to deploy 2 tiny little peoples.
Maybe. I want to go to. Clara really wants to go, so I'm sending Blue. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Also, I
tiny
don't
little
trust
people.
Alex now. I'm not sending Sal alone with him.
Well, Alex has gone to his quarters and is getting
Mhm.
changed. So if you want to go have a conversation with Sal about it,
I don't know how to explain
do
why I
so.
don't trust you yet. It's complicated. And I have nothing confirmed either. So just that you took orders from Monty, which no one's supposed to be able to do. Also, he's a frog.
At the risk of Alex getting punched, I think just without a lot of context so just rewinding a little bit, he's like,
Mm-hmm.
acknowledges the captain's orders, right? That they should do a boarding action. Nods, looks at Blue, smiles, winks, and then heads out to his quarters.
Fully not better.
Okay.
Blue's not gonna punch you. I don't think Blue can punch you. Just Blue, I think strength is a dump stat. But
Yep.
yeah. I mean, like she may give you an aneurysm or try, but not now. Not yet.
Okay.
Look, it's on the that it actually is last resort stuff for her. However, I'm not sending you on a ship with Sal alone. I will probably get Sal alone at some point to explain the situation a little
Well,
bit.
go right ahead.
Yeah.
Alex is in his
Yep.
is in his quarters,
I'm getting suited up.
changing
yeah,
his vac suit.
Alex walks out like all confident or whatever, and Blue sort of watches and then just out. And just kind of scrambles down to Sal's. Would you be in your turret or your?
Oh yeah, she's probably in the turret.
Not the gun closet.
No, not the gun closet.
Okay.
Right, and the vac suits are in the galley. By the way, that's where
Okay.
those are stored. The ship vac suits.
Hey, how many times have you done this before?
Lots.
Okay.
I mean, specifically repoing a ship. Few. Boarding a ship to threaten people. Lots.
Okay. Anything we need to know before we go?
Pointy end goes into the bad guy.
Oh yeah, all of
We're
us
the
have
good guys.
swords. I cannot believe that we all have swords. So okay. So I don't know how to explain this part of what I'm going to explain, but I don't trust the intern.
Why not?
He talks to Monty.
Did you tell him he was the captain?
She fully like understands how ridiculous it sounds now. Like he talks to Monty like
Does Monty talk back?
No, well, of course Monty doesn't talk back. He's a frog.
Yeah, obviously.
But like, I don't know. I think it's just when we go, can we just
Keep an eye on him.
let's make a safe word.
Okay. What's your safe word?
Like, doesn't occur.
How many
I'm
times
not
has Sal asked that question?
Lots.
I feel like Sal has like a flip book of like, hold on, let me get to your page. Okay, which
The safe word will be kazoo.
Kazoo. Okay. Never heard that one before. I like it.
Yeah, I guess you could get Azu out. Like,
yeah. Just you gotta be able to
The
say it
safe
around a
word
ball
is
gag.
avocado.
That's like the minimum requirement.
Everyone's so yeah. The safe
You
word
have
is
hand
avocado.
gestures for that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
is that okay?
Kazoo. You got it.
Kazoo. Besides, I don't need to talk if I don't have to. I didn't say that in character. But yeah. Okay, cool. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Does the rest of the crew know that Blue is psychic?
No.
Nobody
No.
knows, and she hasn't
Nobody
told
knows,
anybody.
okay.
Nobody knows. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that's why that
She's
was out of character. Yeah.
Just weird. She has a neural comm. So like it doesn't change anything, but like she does have a neural comm.
And you've told people you have a neural comm.
Yes, which is why
Right.
sometimes if she like talks to it, like she'll blame it on that, but like it's not really.
Sure.
But unless you have a neural comm, you would just hear it through your comm unit.
Yeah. It
Okay.
makes things easier if something happens later. If there's a reason you can't use your hands or your mouth. Anyway. Cool. Can I borrow a gun?
Yeah. I got a lot.
Well, okay, we could do this without killing, right?
I mean, I guess.
We can do this without killing, right?
We can.
Okay. And I think Blue's gonna just go and I guess change into like her less pajamas
Right. Well, I mean, you're gonna have to put on a vac suit because
and a vac suit.
Right.
Yeah.
Combat
Yes.
pajamas.
Combat pajamas. Excellent.
Probably leggings and
Sure.
shirt rather than hoodie and sweatpants.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I think Sal
good.
and Blue both have vac suit training.
Yes. Didn't we both come from like vac suit homeworlds? Yeah.
Shitty mining planets.
Woo, mine was radioactive.
Oh yeah, you definitely at some point maybe on the way back, you all have to trade homeworld stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
low key, I kind of think that Blue could be from where Yuma Station is centered over, because it's a shitty
from
mining
Rust Rise?
planet. Yeah, from
Yeah.
Rust
Oh
Rise.
yeah.
It'd probably be why she's back.
That's good. I like that. I like that. This is, she came back and it's like, oh, there's a station here now.
Yeah, and refuses to talk to her family, who's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Is this an okay time for Alex to knock on the door to the gun closet?
Sure. I mean, fine with me.
There's no one in there.
Oh, okay. He's just waiting politely outside the gun closet.
So I think,
And he's in
that-
this. I think his vac suit is roughly like Master Chief kind of layout. Like it's quite a bit more sturdy than the average vac suit.
Okay.
And his like shoulder holster flechette is a just side holster, like hip holster, and he's got a sword on his back, and he's waiting politely outside the door to the gun closet.
right. I think Sal, you're
Is
probably
Alex.
potentially would be, and maybe both you and Blue are coming up from the Galley area where the vac suits
Yeah.
are.
We had to
Right.
get supplied up in the gun closet. So
Sure.
um
And
yeah.
Alex is
Saunter
outside
on
your
up
door.
there. Nice outfit. You need some
Oh.
guns?
Thank you. Yes, if you have something more energetic that I could borrow, this is trustworthy, and I love this gun. It is my friend. But if you have something, with more enthusiasm, I would appreciate borrowing something.
Oh yeah, sure. Come on in. And I'll open the to the master suite / gun closet.
This is
And-
truly impressive. I am agog at your collection.
Well, thank you.
You said you were in the
Appreciate it.
Scouts before this?
Wait, what was that?
Alex, you said you were in the Scouts before this?
Uh-huh.
And you have your own vac suit.
Mhm.
Okay. And I'm just looking, like picking through guns. I don't know if I can't. Do I have the skill for one? Shit.
Does that matter?
I can hold. I have gun combat actually.
I can hold a gun.
There you
I can
go.
hold a
I
gun.
know which end I can hold. I just don't want to do
The
the
shooty
thing.
end goes that way.
Yeah. I'd like to do the least amount of killing if possible.
I've got a stunner somebody could borrow.
I
Oh
have
yeah,
one as
I have
well.
it. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
each
We bought
have
it
one.
together.
Mm-hmm.
Do average energy rifles have like a set your rifle to stun kind of setting, or how does that work?
There are stunners specifically. I actually do think you can set. I want to say yes. That might be just my normal
do we
GM
have
DNA
energy
kicking
rifles
in.
at this stage?
You can. They are not as prevalent. They do exist. There's certainly no reason.
Oh shoot! I could have afforded to buy some. I didn't even I didn't get to
Like,
this
I
part of the
didn't-
book.
Like I didn't even buy anything.
What a mood.
Yeah, 'cause,
bought
like the
3
laser
guns, a
rifle is
dagger.
TL11, and it's only 3,500 credits. Oh no, it's 8,000 credits. Okay, but I could still probably have afforded that. Bill, is it too late to put a laser rifle in my kit, or
Oh no, of course not. I would never deny you a weapon of destruction.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in armed to the teeth. It's gonna be like a family. I'm so scared.
It'll be fine.
It's
To
it's,
have it and not need it.
it's Newt and her
So
parents.
instead,
are
Alex shows up
aliens.
asking for like extra magazines, like if you have any extra ammunition,
Mm,
that'd be great.
sure.
Yep. Okay.
Right. So yeah, you're gonna take a laser rifle.
Yeah, rather than the carbine, I think.
Right.
Is
Okay.
yeah.
That's fine. Just knock yourself off eight grand plus however many magazines you wanted at 100 a piece.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's also the power pack cost. Don't forget.
Yeah, I think I can, based on I have to double check my math. I know I can afford the rifle and one power pack. I have to see if I can afford 2 power packs, but I'll redo the math after tonight.
Sure. I mean, you can definitely get by with one. You're only going to need more if you're in a sustained situation.
Right. So yeah, I'll start with that, and then checking with Sal to see if she has anything extra that I could bring, or
Yeah,
I'm
we'll arm
hoping-
everybody up.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm just hoping I'm gonna check in like with Sal, but I'll be okay with the stunner.
You'll be fine.
Right. So stunners are the ones specifically that do stun damage. There's really not a stun setting on the laser rifles.
okay.
Just double checking myself. So yeah, that's meant to, put something down.
Stun setting on a plasma rifle.
Yeah, not one of those either.
Jewels on target. That's what it's all about.
Great. So Alex, you've got what? A laser rifle
Yeah.
and your
And a flechette pistol.
flechette gun and your blade, right?
Yeah.
And Blue, what are you bringing?
Stunner and probably whatever blade I joked about getting the chainsaw blade. I do not think I should have one. Just it seems
Disagree.
like overkill in a way that unless
There's no such thing as overkill. In
What I
Sal's
love
opinion.
is Blue having a weapon that is wildly tonally inappropriate for her. Like that
In
is
that case-
such a great image.
can that I will have that be something that Blue finds in Sal's. Oh, actually, no. It could have been a parting gift from one of her contacts. She has a
Absolutely.
there's a chainsaw blade. It is the only other weapon she owns other than that stunner, and maybe Monty. Again, we've not established what Monty
Right.
can or cannot do.
And I
Sal looks like wildly impressed when you pull that thing out. She's like, "You have what? I knew I liked you for a reason."
yeah, I imagine the stunner is is fairly sleek. It's like very, like very futuristic. It's like, oh wow, ooh, look at that. And then
Chainsaw.
Yeah, Alex is similarly impressed. It's-
She just like looks at them. It was a gift.
It's even better if it's an internal combustion sword. So it like belches out smoke when you. No, you don't like it. Just like has a trigger you pull or whatever, and it starts up automatically.
It's better with a ripcord. If you're gonna
Yeah,
make it.
Very good.
It,
You
it has
have
like
to
as an
pull it.
emergency backup. You're right. You're right.
It's the sword. It's that like you hear this. There's no logical reason a sword should make like a shinging sound when you pull it from its sheath, but like it does. But in this case, it's that goddamn ripcord.
Oh yeah, pulling it from the sheath
She
pulls the
starts it,
ripcord.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Perfect.
good.
I love it.
And
So
that's that, like,
beautiful and upsetting.
Blue like backfire smoke from the beginning. Just
It's canon now. Oh my
and
god.
then your
Amazing.
fighting style is Leatherface, angry. Like
So Bill, also among I have tools for combat engineering and hold on, what's the other thing I have here? I have too many windows open.
I think the last time you seen one of those is Hutch. Hutch uses one of those.
Right, yeah, and she taught me how to use the static blade because she was like, "Hold on, no, you get one of these."
Yeah,
This is-
yeah, exactly. Her thing was like, oh no, you get one of these.
Yeah,
Like, no,
I was like,
this is my, you get one. Yeah.
"Ooh, no."
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. You get the noisy cricket. That's exactly
yeah,
how she
yeah.
handed you that. Yes.
So Bill, if I have like a combat engineering kit and a starship engineering kit, are either of those geared for like opening up a hatch that we haven't had permission to open?
The combat engineering kit would be good
Okay.
for that.
Yeah. So then I've got a like set of tools along the like in like a chest pack, and rifle, sword, pistol, wallet, watch, spectacles. Okay. Yeah.
Excellent. Great. Where do you want to be, Benjamin?
well, I guess I'd probably I'd probably be on the bridge.
Right. You're just going to generally be on the bridge and like wait to jump to a station as required?
Yeah. Well, I'd probably be sitting at whatever station I've been using as a computer terminal.
Okay. Sure.
But then if it's boarding time, I can move and do whatever I need to do.
So
I think I'll also put on the vac suit though, like helmet included, like ready. It's time for fight.
Right.
I need to text Benjamin while we're all sort of getting ready.
Okay.
I'm going to text Benjamin. Is there anything particular I should know about the technology she has access to? Having established that I believe Blue is an alien.
Right. No, I don't think I've not seen anything beyond our. Yeah, my response would be actually like addressing it as if this is a real suspicion. It would probably go
humoring me.
Yeah, it would probably go to I've never seen anything beyond our human level of technology.
Truly, the weirdest part is I'm using a tech level 9 weapon, apparently.
Yeah.
Yep.
If it ain't broke, don't upgrade it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the static sword is only 8 or is it 10? I
think it's 10.
Yeah.
All right. So to get to the position you'd like to get to, I will take a astrogation roll and a piloting roll. And since you're trying to sneak up, we get the asteroid field, and I'll make them both 8 pluses.
All right. Shall I start with astrogation?
Yes.
Does somebody else want to roll it?
No.
Okay.
I think you're the most talented at it.
Okay.
So astrogation plus intelligence, sorry.
9 plus 2 is 11.
Okay. Yes,
Again,
Alex
when
has
it counts.
laid in a course for you to follow, Blue, that believes will take you within probably about as close as you can get that you believe unless there's some active scanning going on, you're going to be able to approach from blind side with all the asteroids.
Is there a way to fly with as little emanating from us as possible? That means like powering down as much as we can.
Sure. You could have Miles basically try to like help mask the signature. I'll have him, he'll make an engineering check. Jay, I'm rolling dice for you.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Also, I just noticed chain drive axe is also an option, which like just is fucking weird.
Why wouldn't you?
If you can make a sword with a chainsaw, you can make an axe with a chainsaw.
I guess my question is, if my combat is just blades, can I switch to an axe?
It's a blade. It's a bladed weapon, I believe.
Oh,
I will allow it.
If you can dodge a chain sword, you can dodge a chain axe.
I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna put this out there as a helpful tip to any GM. If you have a player that says I'd rather use a chain axe than a chain sword, the answer is of course.
Yes.
Yes. The answer is
They're
yes.
functionally the same, just the axe is more expensive and has a higher AP.
Particularly if you only have a +0 in the skill, which is what I'm hoping is the case.
I only have a +0 in the skill. I'm not a fighter.
Oh,
if
I admire you greatly.
Blow people
Clara.
in the brain. I'm praying to Abria and Jameson. They gave me these dice. It's their fault if I fail and go ash on them or on me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna not roll for. I'm just gonna assume Miles makes his roll.
Oh yeah, we can totally mask the signatures. Don't worry about it. We got it. We got you.
Great.
One of these days we'll figure out all of your capabilities.
I mean, not like stealth or something, but we can modulate the emission rates to not have, be bright and blazing. I mean, if they're looking, they're going to see us because that's how sensors work.
Yeah, maybe they're being not as paranoid as we are. Cool.
Are they broadcasting any sort of like Mayday or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
And now that we've gotten closer, can we detect any signs of activity? Like,
as you make the piloting roll.
Oh,
first.
fair. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
that's all right.
Yes.
So
And
go ahead and
did I
make piloting plus dexterity. And I'm applying a negative to their sensors ability.
Do I get an additional point for getting help of getting the astrogation from Alex?
Yes, you do. I'll give you the +1 from the it's a chain
That's
task.
a 13.
Ah, yes. Good. You needed it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
driving the heck out of that ship.
That's right.
Right.
So, yep, you come in, you drive all stealthy like, using the asteroid pathways that Alex has charted out for you, and you are definitely moving like slightly slower, but that's okay because you're. It feels like it does. The best way I could describe it is feel like the engines are feathering a bit. And you get into a position where now you can see the caliper, you're behind it, and you can see that the mining lasers are active, and looks like there's some active mining going on against a fairly large asteroid.
And that would be illegal, right? What they're doing?
No, I mean, not if they've staked a claim to it. This is not I don't know. Maybe you should ask an advocate. But as far as what you know, mining is perfectly legal.
Maybe it's a better way to say that they now have valuables that I would rather have. And
Stealing their ship.
That is definitely a way to look at it.
No, that's not really where Alex is. But Alex is on board with, like you have a bounty to bring in the ship, so that's
sure. Yeah, I mean, basically what you know about the ship is that you know who the registered owner is, and you know that they've been put up as having missed enough payments to where they are considered a flight risk, however you want to think of that. In that
so
way.
we are repo thems.
So basically, yes, ship spotting is repoing. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Sal,
All right.
we've gotten you this far.
So you can definitely all basically go out one of the cargo exits and use your like small maneuvering thrusters and do that. Basically, come up from behind their ship to try to board.
That sounds great.
Which,
hey,
by the
Ursula.
way, is no way what I thought you guys would do, and I am so on board for this. This is amazing. Please proceed.
Before we leave, I rub Monty's head for good luck. It's like little pets.
And he goes all rainbow.
We know that Blue can talk to the ship from afar. Yes or no? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because
She's brought it up before.
Yeah, that she has the neural link that she can use to communicate without having to be on.
And your suits will have a comm thing in them.
Yeah,
We have
they all got built-in
comms,
comms
right?
as well. Yeah.
Shenanigan question. Can I
Yes.
I can use the neural link without talking, correct?
Yes, that's exactly what it's for.
Brilliant. So
It's basically subdural, is that right? But basically where you basically I'm talking about, like it's kind of like you're whispering to yourself. So it's you have to be right next to someone for them to hear it. Right.
Brilliant.
So
in that case, and they know that, so we can
Right.
still communicate via that. And
mhm.
yeah, maybe if you guys respond, I can still hear you.
Sounds good.
When everybody's getting ready to go, I'm gonna go down and like get the footage of them like leaving the airlock, like all
Okay.
like the right stuff, but walking away from me, so I don't show anybody's face.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Ursula, stand by with turrets just in case. We're gonna go retrieve an asset.
All right. Whatever you like, Sal.
Thanks. Be back in a minute. Okay, and we'll head out to board this mysterious ship and hopefully take it.
All righty.
And
Um,
I'll probably
mhm.
stand by like with a comm blast, right? Like if you guys call for it, I'll be like, do not make any, I'll do like a pseudo police on the bullhorn, like
Perfect.
please stand down all operation, that kind of a thing. I'll be ready to do that if you guys want me to. If you're sneaking aboard, then I'll, I'm not going to make it obvious that something's going on, but
You
If you
hear
call
over the
for it.
comm. You hear over the comm the safe word is avocado.
Okay.
Wait, I thought it was kazoo.
Oh shoot.
Wait, is that over comms?
Yes. The safe word for if everything goes sideways and everything and we need them to stand down, we'll say avocado and then we'll
Got
do
it.
the cop thing.
My activation word is avocado. All right.
Your activation word is avocado.
Yeah.
So what's the kazoo for?
Oh, don't worry about it. That's personal.
Oh, I apologize.
I mean,
Works for me.
it's for playing a jaunty tune, I'd assume.
It appears to be a 19th century musical instrument. It's comprised of a tube, a mouthpiece, and some type of vibrating membrane that is hummed into.
Yes, like I said, very personal.
It's important that you hum, don't blow.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Blue.
So please make a vac suit plus dexterity check.
Finally, my
To
day
get
is
there.
come.
I'm so glad that I have oh wow, I can use a vac suit as well as I can fly.
Paul?
Oh
Oh shit.
Oh, did Jason roll snake eyes?
no, it's actually the other end.
Okay.
I have a 14.
Excellent.
I have an 11, so you still do better.
Okay.
You do way better than I do.
10.
Great. Everyone navigates the distance quite well. And you're all, I'm going to say, you're all a little impressed with how well you all handle your vac suits.
Yeah,
Like,
this is great.
like,
We're a
wow.
real team here.
yeah,
like-
it's like,
I would assume it is legit a perilous endeavor to jump from ship to
oh,
ship
yes.
without a cord or a safety line or anything.
Right. I mean, neither of the ships are moving. Right. And the vac suits have like minimal thrusters on them. But yes, if something went sideways, you'd be like, oh, goodbye.
Yeah.
Right. And then you'd have to quickly go into a rescue operation. But
Yeah.
I
I figured this is like diver etiquette, like we're all now
Mhm.
trusting each other with our safety and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of like Yahoo vac suit moments.
right. And I think this is the moment in the show where the viewers are like, oh, they're legit. Right. It's like there's been all this weird stuff that's happened, and then now it's on. Right. And like all the shakedown on the way to get there. Oh, and then damn. Okay. They know what they're doing.
Get like a slow-mo lens flare view of us
Yeah.
in our vac suits.
Oh, hell yes, it does.
Oh yeah.
We are now three of, well, not how many games, but we are now 3 Claras in Happy Jacks games, which is jumping from one ship to another while stabbing.
Excellent.
Perfect.
It keeps coming up.
It's good. Just coming up. Yeah. So
I learned it from you. Okay.
I learned it from
And it was
you.
perfect. It works every time.
Yeah.
And you're not really sure why it's called that, but you probably have activated the Abrams filter
Yeah.
on your camera to get that perfect lens flare shot.
You know,
So-
an old movie?
You get across, and you are at at the cargo bay door.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Who's gonna can opener the ship?
Well, if you can cover me, I'll give it a shot. I brought my tools.
Oh yeah, we got you covered.
Can I do something really fast?
Sure, go right ahead.
Will Life Sense give me a location for people?
I believe that it does.
A life detection. Ooh. All right. It's not a hard skill, but it's just I want to see
Right,
if anyone's
so-
like in the immediate area.
Let me and I will say, and I'm going to I will, for anybody who watches this on YouTube, I am going to actually link to a YouTuber who I found who did, I think, the best overview of the Traveler system. I found that this last week.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, which he's amazing. He goes through Mongoose 2.0, talks about like every system, how everything works, breaks it down really well, creates a character, Jack, who then he also plays in different scenes to like, like, oh, make a Moss skill roll and all this kind of stuff. So it's really good. I'll give it to all of us in our Slack channel, but I'm going to put out there for people who are interested in kind of a broader overview of the game system on that. And he talks about Silex as well, which is good because I definitely did a lot of checking myself on all my rules. So it was a nice backstop even for me. So yeah, life detection, it's easy. It's 4+. It has a distant reach, which you are certainly within range of. You're definitely within between 500 meters and 5 kilometers. This basically just lets you detect the presence of other mines. Depending on how effective you are over it, I will also give you some location information.
Really, and it's a flat spiral.
It's your telepathy is the school that it's in, plus your psionics modifier.
Brilliant.
So whatever your telepathy is at, and then whatever your plus is for your psi.
So just
and then,
+1.
Right. So you're going to roll a +1, and then you're rolling against a 4+. So it's an easy roll.
Yeah.
So,
oh God, I'm way overqualified now. That's a 10.
Okay, that's good. You're at an effect 6 or more. So that's usually gives you like a +2 if you were helping someone or doing something from an effectiveness stance. So I'm going to go ahead and give you some. I'll give you some location information.
Awesome.
There are about 10 life signs on board. There's kind of equally split. 5 of them are on the bridge area, and 5 of them are actually in the midship, which is, and there's no one in the cargo hold area.
That's what I needed to know. And it only is that I'm metagaming. I'm sorry. That only targets the area. There's no one else like roving about.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically you're detecting
basically
the presence of other mines and the numbers of mines and the general types of mines and that kind of stuff all around you. So, I mean, you're also picking up Sal and Alex, and because of the distance, you're definitely within the range because it's distant is the reach. Are you focusing on the ship, or are you just kind of doing like a?
I'm kind of. So the two things I'm paranoid about are getting someone jumping us, which would be like looking to see if someone wasn't on the ship and just happened to be like roving around. I don't really totally know how the mining stuff works. And then, and otherwise just I want to see if I was worried if anyone was in the cargo bay before we like break in.
So there's
the immediate vicinity would be that.
Right. So no one you don't detect anyone in the cargo bay. 5 life signs on the bridge area, 5 life signs midship. And you also detect Alex and Sal, and you probably like get as far as detecting Benjamin, and then you're like, okay, well, there's nobody between.
Yeah, cool. That's what I need.
Ship in there. So yeah.
That's good news. If there were, that'd be creepy.
It would be very creepy. We are not alone.
Well, I was thinking the same thing, but I don't think Alex would have gone looking for like if somebody was on those asteroids that they're mining, like manually setting up stuff or breaking things apart or things like that. Like a good scan.
I'm paranoid. Like that is the thing that Blue does.
Do you vocalize any of that, or is that just all in your head?
She would have stopped you if someone was closer by, but there's no reason not. Again, there's no reason not to.
Okay.
She might, depending on how fast you're willing to move, she probably would have stopped you to check for a second and then just said nothing.
Right. I mean, it's easy, and it happens in 1D time 10 seconds.
Yeah, it takes 20 seconds.
So it takes you 20 seconds to do it. You're fine. And it's one side cost. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes.
All right. So Alex is just gonna like make eye contact with Blue and then Sal and be like, "Okay, you got me," because right, and he like holsters his gun. He's now like holding no weapons, which you can tell is like
You're basically
This-
naked.
This is sweaty. Yeah. And, goes through to find the right tools. And then, just for the story's sake, before doing anything, he's just going to hit it to see if it's locked. Like, will it just open?
No, it doesn't. It does
It
not
doesn't
just
open.
open.
Okay.
Good check, though. Good check.
Got to jiggle the handle to
Right.
see.
Sure.
you know?
Sure.
Yeah, you should
All right.
always just check.
All right. So, yeah, I'm gonna deploy
Okay.
my tools and try to get this panel open.
So go ahead and make a what's the right skill for that? Boarding skill. Probably let's see if there's an engineer skill that actually would make sense. Probably not. Let me see if it's mechanic.
It would probably be mechanic, I think.
Probably. I mean, that's usually fixing stuff, but hey, busting in
Yeah.
is just as good.
I mean, I have mechanic.
Yeah, so I would say mechanic.
Okay. Is there a bonus for having the toolkit, or the toolkit just lets me do it?
I think the toolkit lets you do it.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, you'd be trying to figure like, how the hell do I actually break into this
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah.
But yeah, you can get in. So go ahead and make mechanic plus EDU
Okay.
to know what to do where with your stuff.
Okay. That's a 9.
Okay. Yes, you can you break the seal on the cargo bay.
And then I do want to just check. I want the system to tell me, like it should have some sort of alert of like, hey, there's somebody in the cargo bay. Like I don't know, like
Or
would a
like
ship
cargo bay
know,
opening?
like, hey, you're about to shoot somebody into space?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
maybe.
like some poor schmuck
Opening?
is just moving a crate, and then all of a sudden, you're
Right.
huh,
Like
ah,
I don't want to vent cargo if there's anybody inside. So I'm like double checking the safety check that I think these seals are supposed to do, but I don't know. Is
Right.
that
Have
anything?
you broken in to a cargo bay from the outside before?
No, I don't think one with people inside. I think he has done this, right?
Okay.
Like but I don't think he's done this with people inside. And it's only now occurring to him like, oh, wait, I don't want to just space someone.
It is
For-
occurring to me as well that I'm pretty sure the ship is going to tell the crew who's on the bridge that a door is opening into
Well, that's
space.
okay. Yeah, that is expected, but I don't want to space somebody who doesn't have it coming.
Right. Well,
There's
you-
no one there.
do you vocalize that, or are
Yeah.
you looking desperately around
Yeah,
for like
I just actually mentioned like, hold on, I'm running a quick scan to see if anyone's in here.
Can you do that?
Well, no, I'm like equipment scan, right? Like
yeah,
he's
of course.
like operating a screen. So
Sure. I mean, there's really nothing out here that tells you if anybody's inside. Because normally, they would know there'd be some communication like, hey, I'm coming in through the hatch. Like,
yeah, okay.
There's not a like, oh, people inside monitor on the outside.
Well, I'll just count on everybody following their safety protocols.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
unless you have
I'll-
another idea, like we're gonna have to vent a little cargo.
Yeah, I'll cycle whatever airlock the cargo bay has and open it up.
Yeah. So there is you're going through the airlock part of it. So there is an airlock. You're not opening like the big bay doors,
Yeah.
right? You're like going in through the access panel. So you could definitely do the airlock system. Definitely when you open it from the outside, you can, I think you step through, you're in the airlock section and you can see like lights start going inside the cargo bay, right? That you would recognize like, oh, it's letting anybody know in the cargo bay that the airlock system is opening.
That's fine.
And
Is
I'll
there
take a
room
few.
for all three of us in the airlock?
You'll kind of have to, you'll have to kind of smoosh in to get in there.
That's fine.
But yeah, I mean, it's big enough for probably, 2 or 3, like it's not huge, right? You can't put like 6 people in there, but yeah, you can get a couple, 3 people in at the same time.
Yeah, and none of us are exactly giants.
No,
So
no. And I think when you cycle that through and the inside door opens, you see like a couple of people come running back into the cargo bay because they don't know what's happening. Since
what is in the cargo bay? Is there any are there any objects between us and the people?
There is basically unprocessed ore.
Okay.
In the cargo bay.
How tall is that? Can we hide behind it so they can't see us?
Yes, there are spots you definitely could hide behind. I think you're coming in through the door, so they're looking at the door.
They probably already noticed us.
Why is the door opening? And then I don't know what
But is it something you could take a knee for some cover behind that?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah,
you definitely can use it for cover.
I guess the follow-up question, I don't think they're armed, guys. Just in general,
yeah,
we've surprised them in the middle of space.
I like to know what my options are on the battlefield.
Absolutely fair.
Follow-up question, what do these people look like and what's in their hands?
Okay. Sure. As you who's in front? Who's taking point?
Probably Sal.
Probably
yeah,
Sal.
I would have opened the door right this way, madam. Actually, I think he says that. You're sweet, madam. And then I think he would try to go in after her if Blue isn't trying to get in the middle. Yeah, okay.
I know how to close the door, I'll do it, but
great. Yeah, I mean, because you have to close the outside door before it cycles the inside one, right? So
yeah,
basically in the time where you get in, you close the door, air cycle, you can open the inside one and gives a couple people time to run back there. And Sal, you come through. They're dressed in basically work suit, jumper work suit outfits.
Belter.
They're in typical Belter garb. And both of them are just unarmed. They're just running back. They're like, wait, what's going on? What's happening? They're kind of probably expecting, I think one of them might be starting to is kind of running over instinctively to where the vac suits are in the cargo hold because they don't know what's happened. And then the other one looks up and it's like, hey.
Okay, I'm gonna point my gun at the one that said hey. and say, hey, don't move.
Yeah, sure.
What's your name?
Frank.
Cool. So, Frank, do you know your captain?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Bill's got to go over and look at his name again.
Sorry.
It's okay. Hate to break the tension by not having that up on my screen. Jaden, I got Captain Reese.
Captain Reese. Good. So did you know, I don't know if he pays you well, but Captain Reese doesn't really pay his bills, which really sucks. So here's what's going to happen is we're going to have to take this ship, which really sucks for you guys. But I don't want you guys to get hurt. Well, my friends don't want you to get hurt. It doesn't really make a big difference to me. You want to cooperate with us and make sure your whole ship gets home safe?
Would you like to make an intimidate roll?
Sure. Where's my intimidate?
I have an assist idea in case it becomes necessary.
Oh my god.
What's the intimidation stat?
I think it used to see, this is the thing, is I think there actually used to be its own skill, and now they've
not on here. I have
cleverly
hidden
it somewhere. And let me see if it's under
Diplomat.
It might be under persuade.
It might be under
persuade with a strength bonus instead.
Oh, I have persuade.
Yeah, it's persuade. Yeah, it's it is the yes, it covers bribery or intimidation. Yes, they've lumped it all under persuade. So yes. So please go ahead and make your persuade roll plus sure, strength would work just fine. Right.
Fantastic.
And I'll make it an opposed check. Let's see what we get here. Ooh, glad I'm not playing. Yes, what'd you get there?
A 10.
Sal? Oh, yes. He's like, look, I don't want any problems. I'm just here for a job. We're just here for a job, right, Larry? The other guy's turned around and he's stopped the vac suit and he picked up a big spanner He turned around and he like sees you and like, yeah. And Alex is shaking his head and he's like all clank, 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 clank. And
Good
puts his
choice,
hands up.
Larry. Good choice. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. You two are going to come with us to the bridge, and we're going to tell the captain what's going to happen. Okay, and then everybody gets to go home safe, and I get your ship.
Yeah, guys, how many people are on the ship?
10 of us. 10.
8 plus you.
Yes. He
All
does
right.
the math in his head as fast as he can.
Right. So
Cool, great.
let's go through where everyone is and have them go ahead. All right.
Okay. Well, there was a bunch of us in the galley.
Then we're gonna
And
stop
then
by the galley.
Okay. And then I think everybody else is up on the bridge.
Perfect. Galley on the bridge. This is going to be real easy. You guys are going to do fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
After you.
We actually don't want to hurt anyone. That's what
Again,
what she
yeah.
said is accurate. I don't want to hurt anyone. Blue doesn't want to hurt anyone. End of sentence.
Got it. Okay. So you they will lead you into the galley where there's 3 other folks having a meal, and they look up and they're like, what? And the guys in front are like, oh, no, sit down. Just stay sitting down. Just sit down. Like, trust us. You just got to sit down, man.
You're going to want to listen to Frank here. He's a pretty smart guy. Hi. Short version. Your captain didn't pay his bills. Ship, got to go back to who owns it for reals. You guys are not going to get hurt if you cooperate. We're all going to go to the bridge. Captain's going to relinquish the ship to me and my friends, and then everybody gets to go home. You can get new jobs, better paying jobs.
And they're all like, they're all like, okay, because they're on the business end of weapons. And a couple of them are like, oh, fuck, I knew it, man. I knew this was going to work out.
I feel bad. They're just trying to make a buck.
Or
And
we?
so,
I mean, think of the guys on the Death Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know they're bad. We just know that they didn't.
I think
pay.
about those guys every night, man.
Well, I mean, they did work for fascists, so I guess they, you know.
It's true.
A lot of them
I'm
were clones, man. They didn't have a choice.
I do
They
want
were
to take
literally
kind of
bred
like a
for it.
good look at these guys, just to like look them up and down and make sure they don't look like they're hiding any weapons or nobody looks twitchy or anything.
No, Frank looks the twitchiest,
Okay.
but you're chalking that down to the fact that it's good that he's wearing a brown work suit
Oh,
at this
buddy.
point. Yeah, he's definitely just like, sure, whatever you say, ma'am, miss,
Mhm.
What?
Yep.
they, them, I don't know, whatever you want. Yes.
Ma'am's gonna be just fine. And I got like an arm around him with my gun. Like he's my personal meat shield at this point. Poor guy.
Okay. Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah.
One
And the rest
other
of them
guys
are
in
like,
the galley is like, oh, I hate when this happens.
yeah, like,
It's like the third
not
time this
again.
month.
Not again.
It's with these ship captains.
It's the worst.
Right. So, how do you want to now? You got 5 of them and 3 of you. You got Frank as your personal meat shield.
I'll
Yeah,
follow
are
up
they-
the rear.
Are they wearing belts or anything?
I sure they're in work clothes. They
Okay.
are-
The other 3, I think we just want to like tie their hands just
Sure.
for safety.
Oh,
There's 3 of us and 5 of them.
No, it's valid. It's
I bet
all
I have
everything's
zip
super
ties in
valid.
my work.
Perfect.
It's an engineering.
Where
Sure.
did you get
Zip ties
zip
Or
to
ties?
duct tape.
right.
Where- Duct
Something.
tape works.
Yes,
or
I
duct
would.
tape. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd assume you've got some type of engineering tape that allows you, to do quick patches. There's like patch tape you could use, or you probably have some type of, a zip line equivalent, zip tie, equivalent.
Yep.
For, if you're like, oh my God, I've got to wrangle this stuff. And
Yeah.
so yes, you can definitely makeshift some kind of binders for them.
Okay.
It's possible
Perfect.
we will unzip tie you on the way back. As like we're
Possible.
Yeah. Just don't cause any problems. We're like, I mean, think about it this way, guys. If we wanted to wipe you out, we would just do it now. So we're not gonna. We don't need to. Don't make it so that we need to.
All right, everybody be cool. Let's just go talk to the captain.
All right. So you leave the 4 of them back there and take Frank, or are you taking Frank and Larry, or
Are we taking all of them?
are you marching them all up there? How are you doing? I don't know.
I mean,
Tell
I
me.
kind of
know
like
if-
the idea of having them all in the same spot. But-
13 people
Yeah.
on the bridge is a lot. So yeah, maybe put
But
So
yeah,
do
I'm
the
also just
Galley?
following Sal's lead, really. So
Yeah.
that's
I wasn't considering how big the bridge was when I decided to march them all up there, so maybe we should leave the tied up 3 here and take Larry and Frank with us.
Yeah, it'd be pretty
Yeah.
tight to get them all
fine.
Two.
Can we zip tie them together? Like kind of link the zip ties
Yeah.
through and then zip tie that to the table.
Sure.
Awesome. That's what we do.
Stationary. That's where we want them. Cool.
We just need them to
And-
not be a problem.
Right. They're also just from a layout standpoint, like where their galley is and is like up in their quarters and stuff is up on the second deck. So when they take you there, you're like in deck 1 is where both the cargo bay and then there's like kind of the midship officers quarters and then the front of the ship is where the bridge is, and then all the crew stuff is like up on the second deck. So they take you up to the second deck, and so if you want to, basically keep them there, they're not really close to the bridge either. They have to come down the
Cool.
deck. And then you hear, as you're kind of securing them, you hear over, like Frank's got a comm on, and you hear someone say, like, Frank, so what was up? Everything all right in the cargo bay?
Sal
Frank-
just
Frank-
nods at him. Mhm.
Yeah, everything's fine, Captain. I don't know, bad reading or something, but everything's fine.
On the Neuralink, you can hear Blue say, and that's why you make a safe word.
unless
All right.
bad reading was their safe word.
So we're gonna march our 2 meat shields up to the bridge
All right.
and go say hello to the captain.
Great. You walk in, there's up in the bridge, there's basically kind of 4 stations on the bridge. There's another person that's up there. They seem pretty consumed in the readings. They're actively got the mining laser going. They've got a couple people like on sensors taking readings of the rock and that's coming out in the ore that they're mining. The captain's walking around. Everyone's kind of at their station. He turns around, and since we're actually kind of seeing the captain for the first time, where's my NPC list? Jaden Reese turns around. He's Fancast's Andre Brower is who plays him in the show.
Very good.
And he says, "What the hell are you doing on my ship?"
Well, it's not really your ship now, is it? Because you haven't been paying your bills.
Look, I've missed 1 payment.
Inaccurate.
They don't send us for 1 payment.
Sure don't.
I've missed 1 payment this time.
This time. Mm.
Every time I've missed before, I've always made it back up.
Well, you're
That's
gonna
why
have to
we're
take that
out here
up with
right
them.
now. Like, do you see what we've got out here? Do you have any idea?
Not really a minor. It's not my forte.
Do we? It's not like an area of expertise for me, but like I'm from a mining planet.
If you have trade skill mining, if you're a
God,
belter,
no. God, no.
you could certainly find out, Blue.
I'm gonna see if Sal squeezes it out of him first.
Sure.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So I'm just looking at my notes. The payment that we get for bringing in one of these ships is 0.25%.
Yeah, the bounty on this one is 520,000 credits.
Oh, that's what we get. Okay.
Yeah. It's based off of a percentage of the total value of the ship, or what's left on the ship.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure if the bounty was
Right.
what we got, or the
So,
bounty
yeah, the
was
bounty-
the outstanding loan. Okay.
Yeah. The bounty is 520,000.
Do the men?
Okay.
Do the numbers of bodies? Like, have we encountered all 10 people now?
Yeah, there was the 5 crew. There's 5 people on the bridge, and there's
5
the
people. Okay.
your
Cool.
2 meat shields and your 3 prisoners.
Just making sure. Counting the men
Mm-hmm. And women.
and women. He asked
people.
what we have there. Yes, or what? Do you know what we've got here or whatever?
Right. He's like, look, I bring this load back. I know I can sell this to one of the megacorps at Yuma, and then I can get my payment in.
Yeah, but where am I getting my payment then? See, I bring in your ship, I get 520,000 credits. Can you give me more than that to go away?
It's going to depend on what they give me. I mean, it's unprocessed. It's just ore, but I think if I gave you that much, I don't know if I could make my payment. I could make my payment and give you everything else.
Yeah, but everything else, that's not really a number.
Well, it might be after I make my payment, and if I can get a good deal, maybe like 3.
That's a lot of ifs, bud, and 3 is less than 5.2. So you're not really convincing me here not to take your ship.
Well, look, and you can see that he's sweating at this point, right?
Mhm.
And also, for the record, Bill, I'm kind of keeping a step back and looking at everyone but him,
Right.
because I just feel like this crew is shifty for some reason. I have no reason to believe
sure.
that, but
It definitely looks like the rest of the bridge crew is taking their cues from whatever the captain does.
okay, that's
Right.
good.
Captain's
It's not paranoid if you're right.
Captain's talking exactly. Captain's talking right now. They're like, okay, we're gonna Captain's talking.
Okay. Yeah, I
the-
feel the same way when our captain is talking, so that makes sense.
Exactly.
I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask her some shenanigans, and the answer
Right.
is always allowed to be no when I ask her shenanigans. Would a skill in psychology be able to tell if he's lying?
No, but you could you'd be rolling deception just because there's a skill for it specifically, right?
Oh, I
That's why
don't.
I'm giving you a no. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I can't,
you could
so.
roll your deception skill to basically see if you think that he's being deceitful.
I mean, I have a better skill that would be applicable for that, but I'm still.
I know you do. I mean, if you really want to
I'm
know, you can
trying
know.
not to use it, but also it's like when all you have is a hammer. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this. I want to dig around in his brain a little.
Dig away.
I'm a minor.
Alrighty. What fine psionic ability are you using there?
It's not going to kill him, and the line is kill him.
It's not gonna kill him. So
It
it's all
shouldn't
good.
kill him.
Well then, perfect. What do you want to be using? Are you using read surface thoughts?
It reads surface thought. I mean, I feel like, can I get any deeper than that? I don't.
Probe.
Yeah.
So there's read surface thoughts, right? So that's basically kind of that most commonly known feature of telepathy, right? So you're reading active current thoughts, and basically, unless the subject is a telepath, they're unaware that you're doing it.
Awesome. That's mostly what I was worried about. but
Right.
it's-
Probe is basically, I'm gonna dig.
Well, and that's the thing is that at a read surface thoughts, all I'm going to get is I'm probably peeing my pants. So the probe is the one you use for untruths, which is sort of what I'm like.
Yes, that's reading their innermost thoughts.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it. I've been rolling okay. This is hard. Ugh.
Yeah,
So are
what
you
could
gonna
go wrong?
are you gonna probe?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So probe is very difficult,
I know.
and it takes it's a 12 plus.
Will you give me a consolation prize of read surface
it-
thoughts if I get a decent roll?
And it takes 1d minutes, but we'll just say like you're doing it while the questioning's going on.
Yeah.
And so go ahead and has psych cost of 4. This is exciting. This is
What
the
did you
best.
say? It was oh yeah,
so
this is gonna really fuck up my this drops me to 4 psi points.
afterwards, yeah.
Afterwards.
Okay,
You
so
said it was intellect plus?
so it's scion, it's your telepathy
Mm-hmm.
die modifier. I don't know what your
Okay.
telepathy's at.
0,
Okay, so it's 0 plus your psi.
which is 1. So
Right.
I have to roll 11 basically or higher.
Perfect.
This is fun.
You can do it.
This is fun. We can do this.
What could go wrong? Just roll an 11.
Don't-
Just fold it in.
You can.
If I get an 8, hold on. Can I negotiate? If I get an 8, can I get service thoughts?
Why don't you roll and we'll see what you got there, shenanigator.
Holy fuck nuggets.
What'd you get?
I got a 6. No. I misread it. I was like, nope, these are just very complicated looking dice. No. I got a 7. I didn't even pass like seeing
Right.
what's inside his surface.
No.
What a waste of skills.
So you try to read his mind, and you're not really getting what you're expecting, which is like, is he hiding something? Is he telling me? What is this stuff? What you're getting is like his innermost. It's like a turmoil that you think is probably being caused by some physical malady, like something's affecting
Oh
his
God
mind
knows
that's
it.
giving him some kind of like maybe even like a mental shielding. It's really weird. Like it you know it's not psionic shields because you've actually tested against those, but it has that same kind of resistance, and it's not letting you read his brain because his brain's a little fried.
I was like, does it feel like cancer? That would be my other question.
I don't know if you would know that specifically.
No,
but definitely
there's no way.
you would attribute it to like there's something physiologically different about him.
It's minor sweats. It's the stupid minor
He
sweats
is sweating.
thing. It's that stupid sweats thing that Ben keeps talking about.
Make a intelligence plus. Oh, I don't know. I say, oh God, the thing I don't like is that there's no real. I love a lot about Traveler, and the one thing is there's no just like straight up make a perception roll. So I'm trying. I want to see if you notice something. What is it? Investigate? Yeah, investigate plus intelligence.
All right. Well, I don't have any points in investigate, but I do have a point in intelligence. So it's
All
a
right.
-2, correct?
Yep.
And no, that was a full-on 1.
Aggressive tardigrades.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a 1. There's no
Okay.
way I know what's going on here.
All right.
Also, like, he could just be fucking terrified of what's going on now.
Yeah, it's yeah. So you don't know, like you kind of can't suss out like what it is. But
And it's physiological. It's not mental.
Yeah, it's not like he's you know because you've faced it before. He's not putting up psionic shields,
Yeah.
but the effect is very similar. You do notice, because you went down this thought yourself, that everyone on the bridge is wearing really warm clothing.
Oh no.
Like you're like, huh, the minor sweats and stuff. And then so it kind of makes you look at them, and he's dressed pretty normal, and everybody else has like almost like cold weather gear on.
Yeah, oh God, I hate being the moral center of this. I'm gonna over the using the neural so that it's not like me just talking out loud. I think these people are sick. Like really sick.
Holds
So
the
look,
shield at slightly arm's length.
Yeah, you just like stuck we just stuck our faces all over them.
Well, I mean, we're still sealed up in our vac suits.
You're
right?
in vac
That's what I was
suits.
about to
Yeah,
say.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
in back suit. True.
Yes, you're fine. I'm sure that's a reflex. It's not what
I didn't take my helmet off, that's for sure.
Noted.
And so, as I said, like Jaden right, is still saying, he's like, look, I just need to get right again with the bank. This is a great strike I just found. Go back to Yuma Station. I put the claim on it. I can not only sell the ore that's here, but if you need to get to 520, I don't know if I can have that on this, but I promise you I will then like get you enough of the cut off of what I can pull out of this part of the belt to get you there. I'm just trying to keep my ship and just trying to keep these people employed.
Do I look like a person that gets paid in promises?
I like to think the best of people.
You can.
And maybe you've been paid well enough on other stuff where one time you might.
Can you guys? They're dressed like. Oh God, I don't want to do something really stupid, but is there a temperature sensor like attached to the?
Yes. Oh, of course. You can read in your you can read in your HUD like what the temperature and the.
Yeah. Can I look at any
outside
of that at the people who are bundled up?
No, I mean you can. You can. I don't know if you can read the temperature of them, but you could read the ambient air temperature.
I mean, sure, if that helps, but I'm looking to see if they're sick. That's genuinely where I'm at now.
Sure. I think the thing you notice is that you're like, oh, I'm going to fire up my like my temperature gauges.
Yeah.
The air, the ambient air temperature is really low. Like it's very cold in their ship.
So weird.
And the captain is the only one that's not bundled up. The
yes.
Frank, is he bundled up?
No, and at this point, like you shoved him and stuff, and now that you are thinking about it, he's like shivering next to you because he's fucking cold.
Sorry, I misspoke then. I don't think the people are. I think the captain is sick. I can't prove it though. I mean, other than just asking.
Captain, are you sick?
Are you? I am gonna ask a question. When you're saying this stuff, Blue, is this a local area broadcast?
I mean, not local area. It's the neural comm to our comms.
To your party, or are you sending this information back to the ship?
Oh, and it goes back to the ship. Yeah, of course it does. They should be able to hear what's going on.
Okay, I know what I'm doing.
Just,
minor sweats. Oh my gosh, we found it. You were right. But yeah, yeah.
Sal is done negotiating with this guy. He can't give us more money than the bank will.
He's like, does it take more? Just tell me what it takes. The only thing is, I don't think I can get it to you like in one payment.
Yeah, that's what it's going to have to be. And it doesn't sound like you can do that. So I'm going to need you to stand down. You want your crew to get home safely, right?
Of course. This is all just trying to keep my ship and my crew. I'm not going to do anything to put them in harm's way.
Good.
I'm not a monster.
Of course not. No, here's what you're going to do. Yeah. You're going to stay away from your crew. We're going to secure you, and then we're going to take your crew safely back to the station.
Captain, are you sick?
I'm running a fever, that's for sure. Like I can't seem to get cool. And the crew's been great about it. I have to keep it pretty cool up here.
Let's go ahead and put you in a vac suit then. For the rest of this trip. And then you can decide what to do about it after that.
Burn it. What's the state of, I guess, medicine at this point, tech level? Is this like, we haven't eliminated the common cold, I assume, but.
Never eliminate the common cold.
It's sort of a like, what's the level of, like, is this something that would be normal at this point? Like, or abnormal at this point?
I mean, there are definitely diseases that have never been encountered, right? You're out on the edge. It's not to the level of like Star Trek, like,
Yeah.
Hey,
Doctor
congratulations.
gave me a pill, I grew a new kidney.
Yeah. Oh, thank goodness. But there is an awful lot that can be done with medicine. A lot of it really comes with like where some of the biggest advancements have come is in cybernetic replacements.
Mhm.
And to some degree, like organ regrowth, though.
So we can't fight the little things, so we can get the big stuff.
Yeah, like the
Okay.
big stuff has been, pretty more easily taken care of. Where you're starting to see, there's it's interesting where a lot of the medicines went to, other than like, medicinal skills or using to treat things like that, have really come more in the realms of things like combat drugs and metabolic accelerators and stims. And it's like there definitely was a bent where medicine's great, and the big thing we're going to take care of is if people get really hurt, right? And then
That's
we can
valid.
replace limbs, and we can replace,
Yep.
if it's an
Start
organ,
with the big injuries.
start with,
and then
the big injuries,
Work your way
and
down.
then
last
all
long
the
enough
like
to get sick.
right, all the like microbiology stuff is like, okay, yeah, make sure you can cure them if they're, have some kind of like treatment ailment. But man, imagine we could make them work faster or fight harder or go further or stay up
Yep,
longer.
that sounds
Like,
right.
That sounds
Capitalism.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Stairs in capitalism. All right.
Yeah.
Now, out of character question, a repo like this, they're not like, we're not cops. We don't have to turn this guy in, right? We just have to present the ship.
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want with this guy.
Yeah, okay.
We could leave them on the
He
rock.
owes the bank money, right? It's like when you go to repossess a car, right?
Right.
It's not like you then the repo guy or gal takes the person to the police or something.
Right,
It's not
yeah,
really
no,
a
okay.
police matter. They're just making it right with the lending institution.
Okay. So, so we can just drop them off at the space station.
Sure, do whatever you want with them.
Yeah.
Think that's safe.
Out of character question, where do we take the ship to turn in the bounty?
Sure. The protocol would be to bring it back to Yuma Station, right? You would dock it there, then you would contact through the dark net, right? Like, where you picked the job up from. You'd be like,
Yeah.
all right, I've secured the ship. Here it is. Here's my agent number or whatever, my identifying number.
Yeah.
Then most places, the Yuma Station certainly has a representative from the, like Galactic Lending Institution or whatever it is, like the kind of the master bank. And then they'd be able to process it there and, direct funds to accounts and that kind of thing.
Cool.
So it's not like you have to like, okay, checks in the slow boat mail. Guess you'll get it in a few months. It happens fairly quickly.
I guess the last question is, it seems like they're going to come willingly. We do need to figure out who's going to fly the ship back.
Yeah.
Well, Captain, will you direct your crew to cooperate?
I don't see that I've got a choice.
You don't.
So yes, because I don't
Okay.
want people to get hurt.
Can we have a quick team meeting?
Well, I mean, you
Let's
can talk
huddle.
to each other
Hear
right
the
in front of
captain
You
them.
can just go on
Yeah, we can
comms.
just
They,
call.
Yeah, we'll
unless
go
someone's
on
Oh,
listening.
right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I flipped it to like turn off the speaker on my helmet, right? And just speak softly.
He is going to ask. The captain will say, "Look, can I at least sell the ore on the ship
that's
so
what
I
I
can
was gonna talk
pay the
about."
people
Yes.
and make sure I'm just not stranding everyone out here on the edge of forever? You've got the ship. You're going to get your big bounty, whatever it is. But at least let us get the work we just did
Right.
and see that."
So just in comms, I say like I
Mhm.
actually kind of agree with him. Like we're not thieves.
No,
It's-
yeah, that's
It's their stuff.
we should let them sell it at least.
The repo is for the ship, not for the contents. They can sell
Yeah.
the content.
Yeah, that wasn't in the contract, so I don't see any problem with leaving them with their ore, right?
Agreed.
Okay.
Sure. I have follow-up questions about the captain, but yeah, Ben is going to have conniption
I definitely support putting him into a vac suit immediately.
immediately.
Yeah,
Well,
he needs to
safety of the ship.
quarantine and seek medical help.
My
Yes.
follow. I mean, I'm worried about where he got it and if it has anything to do with the ore. But you know what? That's a
Another
Ben question.
reason to let them take the ore.
Good
Yep.
point. Let's go.
And we are going to decontaminate before we get out of these suits. So
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Decon party.
Yay.
I'll turn on my speaker.
It's like the what is it, the first or the second episode of Star Trek
Enterprise.
Enterprise, or like with they have to rub the gel on each other. It's like, we can fly through space at like warp speeds, but I still gotta rub gel on you to make sure that you're
I got
decontaminated.
nothing. I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's hilarious because it's obvious, like, we need to have a sexy shot.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just
So-
fan service.
So they need to, like, it's total fan service. They need to rub gel on each other in the decontamination
When they
chamber.
come back from the surface of a planet, it's time to get in your underpants and
Put
rub gel on each other.
It's just like the most like, oh, really?
Do they not have sonic showers yet? Is that
yeah, that was fast.
the point
No,
of it? Or
there's nothing.
okay.
There's a lot that I actually like about that series, but that's the one that always just kills me. Anyway, all right.
right.
So he if you're willing to make that deal with him.
Yes, absolutely. The bounty is for the ship, not for the contents or the crew. So you and your crew can keep the ore, get paid, be on your merry way.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And he'll tell the crew, like, okay, look, just get us back to the station. No, there's no brave thing to do here. Right. We're gonna get our money from the ore. I'll make sure you all get paid. And you'll have a stake to do whatever you do next.
Cool. Let's get the captain here into a vac suit and safely and comfortably secured for the duration of the ride back to Yuma Station. And then
Because we're only like 10 hours out, right? Like that's
You're like 6 hours out.
it's like
Okay.
six,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Easy.
On just our comms, I'll say, Blue, do you want to return to the Ursula? And
Yes,
Alex,
please.
would you stay here with me to make sure this ship gets back where it's supposed to go?
Happy to do it.
Perfect. Yeah, I will start heading out if there's nothing else for us to do here.
I think we're good.
Just a second.
Ben has been listening.
Well, so that was your. So now, are you going to tell that? I think I just heard like that was the three of you. Like, hey, Blue, you go back, whatever it is. So now you're going to
Oh, yeah.
probably like tell the ship, like, okay, here's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Benjamin and Miles.
Yeah.
But specifically, the part about the captain being sick was on the group.
Yes,
broadcast
Yeah,
yes,
I
it
asked
was.
if the captain
It
was sick.
was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in the meantime, the reason why Benjamin has not replied at all to this conversation is he has run down to the airlock and is talking with Ursula about, like,
Oh, let's do that scene right now,
Yeah.
please.
yeah, like, what do we have on board for decontamination stuff? Like,
Oh my gosh.
what's available for this? Like,
Well, there is a full array of medical supplies available, Benjamin. Is something needing to be decontaminated?
the rest of the crew, when they come back, we need to make sure that we maintain a sterile environment and that they don't bring anything back on the outside of their suits or anything like that. Like, do we have like a fine medical scanner or something that we could check the outside of suits?
There is a medical bay. I don't know how fine the scanners are. I could try to use the ship's internal sensors. Would that help?
Everything's going to help. And I will go and gather any medical supply or industrial supply that would be known to be a high level of cleaning power and anything like that.
Oh
Like-
yeah, you can definitely find on the ship. There's things for like
like
cleaning vessels, and there's some pretty
like
serious
space turpentine. I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
If you damage my vac suit, we are gonna have words.
You're not coming back inside unless there's some
You can
kind
ride
of
on the
something
side of the
happen.
ship.
Like this is full on for Benjamin. This is full on Sigourney Weaver in Alien moment. Like
Benjamin, we could keep the cargo bay sealed and use that as even an airless environment, if you'd like. That's the most sterile I can think of.
yeah, absolutely, we're gonna put this stuff in the cargo bay so they can come inside and close the outer door, and then they can use it to decontaminate themselves as best as we can rig up before we let them back in the ship, is what I'm saying.
We are gonna have to rub gel on each other.
Have
Yeah.
Alex and Sal and Luke come in contact with
Sacrifices
something
that
that
we
you have a concern about?
Yes. There was a crew member on the other ship over there that apparently is sick. I don't know what kind of sick. We'll find out later. But we have to be ready to try and make sure that nothing gets onto our ship.
Were they outside of their suits? Should I be
No,
concerned
I don't think they
that
will.
way?
This is just a matter of cleaning the outside of the suits.
Well, yes, I can definitely show you where any supplies are located on the ship that could
Okay.
assist you in decontamination processes, and definitely having the cargo bay remain airless will provide you the most sterile environment.
Yes. We'll get it all set up. Like it's going to look like chemical plant safety shower by the time somebody gets back over here.
Right. Yeah. And she
Oh my
uses
God.
she has the way she can kind of light stuff up to show you where
Yeah.
things are. And she'll tell you, look at.
In that cabinet, no, the cabinet below that. Yes, that cabinet, Benjamin.
Bill, out of character question: is there any precedent for a biological agent surviving through space? Like,
That was gonna be my question.
I mean, that doesn't mean it's not possible. I just like for the average person aware of contagion risks and things like that.
So
Tardigrades.
I'm going to answer this. I'm going to answer this in a way for Alex specifically. While certainly nothing has been disclosed to the public,
Aha. Yes.
you have heard Benjamin talk about
Oh,
aggressive
right. Yes,
tardigrades.
this is the thing he broadcast about. Yes.
He's
okay.
and in fact, like the second to last show you heard was him talking about these aggressive tardigrades that cause something that he has termed minor sweats.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So Alex is on board with that. When it comes up in conversation, I'll remember that. Thank you.
Yes. Yep. Sure. All right.
I thought we made up the minor sweat situation as a joke. And now I'm wondering what Ben's research was like for this. Continue. This is opening a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
Okay. So
I don't think Benjamin just whole cloth makes up stuff for his show. Like
Yeah, so I got shit to deal with now.
Like it's very much like maybe his sources are questionable, but he's a secondary source.
right, and I feel like Benjamin connects a lot of dots sometimes, and those connections aren't always the best or most reliable. But this one sure seems like maybe it's nail head on.
Which
So-
is weird for Ben.
Yeah, definitely. I think, I think part of Benjamin's, like, he was a very high social standing, so he's extremely well known, right? But a lot of that is because you listen to him a lot of times, be like, okay, what totally whack theory is this guy putting out there right now, right? And every now and then, it's got enough of the semblance to truth or reality that it keeps it interesting. But you are now in the proximity with potentially him having espoused some totally crazy bullshit sounding thing that might actually be very true.
He's also been right at least once before, which is also stressful.
Yes, he has. So yes, Benjamin, Ursula will help you find things. enough to where they are. Miles says, it sounds like I need to be staying in engineering if they've got a potential contaminant coming on the ship.
Yeah.
What a guy.
I'm gonna keep this under wraps up here. And worst case scenario, they ride back in their suit in the cargo bay until we can get a hold of someone else if we have to.
And Miles will come up long enough to grab a vac suit. He's actually, while you guys have been here, he's been catching some sleep as well. So he hasn't been injured the whole time. He's like, okay, it sounds like we're going to be getting out of here. So I'll stick back to engineering. And he brings a vac suit with him just in case something.
Yeah, it's
Can't hurt.
absolutely, yeah.
Goes very bad.
Do we have
Chat me up in that sexy wig? Hell yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out if there's a way for me to rig up a vac suit around the toad tank. Like, I don't, like I'm like
Protect the captain.
like
Protect the captain.
like is there maybe we'll just have to put him like keep the bridge sealed
Yeah.
or something? Yeah, like
Yeah.
because I don't think I can fit unless I just put him in the vac suit without the tank. But like
Just put him in the head, like put the vaccine upside down, but like fill it with water and put him in the top
so
of
he's
the.
in the helmet.
that-
Yeah.
May break the suit, but like I
No,
think
they
I think
can
he's
operate
fine if we
upside
seal
down.
we can seal the bridge. I was more worried about the water.
Well, I mean, like he can go in just a moist environment without a whole water source for a few hours.
I
Like,
think we just seal the bridge. I think we can just seal the
yeah.
bridge. He's in a tank.
okay. So, like,
But
I'll
thank you
talk.
for thinking.
I will talk to Ursula about can we shut down the ventilation sharing between the bridge and the rest of the ship.
So you'd like the bridge to be on self-contained air,
Yes.
or you want the bridge evacuated of air?
No. I want the bridge to not share air with the rest of the ship. Like, if it can
Yes.
still receive air and life support, but not have...
Yes, I can contain that as its own sealed environment.
Fantastic. You are number one on top of it.
Thank you, Benjamin. That means quite a lot coming from you. I appreciate that. Are you concerned that there's anything on the other ship that we should be wary of?
Well, we're not going to make any direct contact with the other ship. And even at the extreme, I don't think any kind of biological contaminants make a big jump over through space to get on another ship. So I think we'll be okay there.
We're on our way back now, right?
Sure,
Blue is
whoever's
on her
coming.
way back.
Right, because I
Yeah.
think Alex and Sal are staying
Oh,
on
yeah, we're
the
staying.
caliper.
Before Blue leaves, I have
Sure.
a quick thing there. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please do.
Blue, if you see the captain before I do, will you thank him for his advice, please? Just relay.
Yes. Yes.
Thank
I
you.
will.
I appreciate that.
I mean, I'm gonna, but like, God, it's weird. All right. Just flies off mumbling.
All right, so you two stay on the caliper. The crew complies. They have no problem. The captain, if you need to put him in a vac suit basically he's seeing all of this as like, great. If you need to do that, so this happens, that's fine.
Perfect.
And he definitely, as he's getting in the suit and you're kind of in a proximity with him, you're not really concerned because you're in vac suits. I mean, you can survive in a vacuum, right? So there's probably nothing that's going to be getting in. You're on internal air. You do notice that he's, even when you're near somebody and they can just tell they're almost like palpably hot, right? Just because their skin's flushed and everything. And his eyes are even a little bloodshot, right? But he gets in the vac suit and then says like, maybe I should lie down.
I think that's a good idea. Why don't you go to your quarters?
Yeah, and he will.
Just turn up the climate control on your suit, and you should be fine.
And you can see he's already doing that. He's like,
yeah,
you know, basically cranking the suit as cold as it's as warm as it's as cold as it's going to go.
Yeah.
And
right.
Bridge crew, I recommend you probably want to swab all that down, whatever he was using.
Yeah, and they're like, I don't know, it just really came on, in the last day or so. We just figured it was flu or bad reaction to something we ate. I'm not sure what, but yeah, sure. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Anybody else feeling a little warm?
And they're like, well, only because we're going to turn the heat back up and I'm in a parka. But other than that, no. I mean,
Okay.
nobody's feeling sick. We haven't anybody else report in sick, but we will definitely keep an eye out for it now.
Great.
On the
What do you-
flight back,
What do you think's wrong with him?
that on the flight back, we should check and see if he came in contact with anything.
That's a good idea. We're not sure, but better to be extra careful. So just give
Well, this
everything a good
environment-
clean.
This is a closed circle. You don't want to, you just got to be careful.
Yeah, so they'll definitely, they're breaking out their cleaning supplies basically and spend, like 70% of the trip back cleaning, like whatever the minimum percentage they have is to actually like operate the vessel to get it there,
Yep.
is fine. But yeah, the bridge crew will be cleaning the bridge fervently.
Excellent. That'll keep them nice and busy. No insurrection.
And Frank's
my
like,
God.
is there anything I should be doing?
Oh, well, Frank, you've been so helpful. Do you want to go and change your outfit? Get a little bit more comfortable.
He's like, yeah,
right.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, go ahead and do that, buddy.
All right. He kind of slinks off up to the crew quarters.
Do I have to decontaminate when I get back into the ship?
Why? No. Why?
This I wanna
You asked
see.
Benjamin that.
Yeah.
Please enjoy your little scene.
So I'm gonna get back to the airlock. Are you there to meet me, or what's the situation?
Yeah. Well, like, it'll let you come in.
Oh,
Like,
wait. So I have
no.
a question. I'm sorry. I have a quick question. How are you getting back, Blue?
I assume the way I got here, is that not a possibility? Do I have
No,
to
it is. Make a
vaccine-
vac suit plus
God
dex roll.
damn it. All my luck disappeared though. Let me double check my things so I know it. Okay.
Do you
Oh, okay, I
announce-
vaccine one.
I guess the big question is, do you announce that you're heading back before you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you I'm on my way back.
Okay. All right. Cool.
I got an 11.
All right.
Oh.
Awesome. You guys are just
Can't-
straight up. You're just straight up badasses. I'm
Yeah.
just
I'm good
I'm
at a
just
couple
jumping back.
things, but like apparently not others. Yeah, I'll bounce on back and let you know I'm coming because you're
Now,
crazy.
does our cargo bay, is the cargo bay itself the airlock, or is there an airlock at the entrance and then it opens
there's
up?
there's basically the way that we get back in is, yeah, it's an airlock situation, right? So they come in the airlock kind of the same way they got in the other ship. There's like big cargo doors if you're like loading in big stuff, but you can always enter the cargo bay from the outside. It's just one of the ways into the ship.
Okay. So like when Blue gets back to the ship, like it'll let you in just normally, right? No
Mhm.
problem. But like as soon as the door closes behind you, like you're just hit with like a fire hose of
Jesus
like
Christ.
stuff like like
That's the
yeah. Yeah, it's just like weird like industrial solvents just spraying you down.
Can it be like my favorite thing at the automated car wash is when it comes down like a rainbow foam?
Yeah,
just
that totally would
rainbow
be like
foam.
that.
at her.
Yeah.
Did you do this in the time we were gone?
Yeah, I think that definitely this is a like a canister and like hose delivery system that would typically use to be like, oh, hey, it's time for us to clean the air raft,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically like you're going to a car wash type thing, right? And so these are chemicals that exist on there. In the tub, and you're just like, oh, I'm just using it on air when she comes in. This is the best stuff we got.
I just
No
poured
warning.
that stuff into the tank for it. Yeah.
No warning. Blue just slams against the back of the door.
No, it's not like crazy high pressure,
Yeah.
but it's just, and you just see Benjamin in his vac suit, like.
I really do want Blue to make an athletic strength check, though.
All right, yeah.
Kinda do
Because it's a
too.
surprise. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do have athletics endurance,
Well, that'll help you not drown. But
but this is athletic strength.
yes, because you got to keep your feet.
Okay, so that's like what, -3 if I don't have that skill already?
If you have athletics, do you have athletics?
Well, it comes in 3 flavors. That's why I'm asking.
Right. But if you have athletics, and then the other levels you get allow you to specialize in those.
Okay, so I technically have athletics then, but I gained
Right.
athletics endurance during basic.
Right. So you have athletics 0, and then you have probably athletics endurance 1 or something. So you'd be better at an endurance task, but
Okay.
you at least have athletics training from your time in the military.
Oh my god, Ben, I'm gonna kill you. I'm breaking my passive.
But it's
skill, I'm gonna
strength. So do you
kill
get so it's athletics, which you have
It's
at
a
0, but then it's your strength modifier as
Also
well.
0. The thing I dumped was social.
Okay, great.
So I'm just really bad.
I know
at jumping.
somebody's got a bad strength. I don't know if it was you or
That's
not.
me.
So that is with a 1, it's a +1, right? That's a 6, 7.
Okay. So the combination of the unexpected force of the spray and the fact that it immediately makes the decking pretty slick, you are on your butt.
That's fine. Why?
Listen, whatever's going on over there, I don't know what that guy might have gotten into. No.
I respect your need to feel safe, and you are valid, and your concerns are valid, and this is not a problem. And she's just sitting in the like water.
And I'm like, can you turn? Like, because I'm
Butt scoots
fully like
around.
10 feet away. Like, it's just. Can you
She just butt
turn?
scoots around in the
But-
back.
Yeah.
Ursula, is he okay?
Yes, he's just very concerned for everyone's safety. Benjamin, I'm not reading any contaminants on internal sensors.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I think we might have nipped this in the bud then.
It appears that your protocols were quite effective, Benjamin.
Okay.
Oh no, don't encourage him.
You know what? A broken clock is right twice a day.
Look.
Is Ben in a vac suit?
Oh yeah.
How does he get his hair into the helmet?
Smash
No,
it.
the hair is a legit wig. Like,
he just
he
puts
Oh,
puts
he
it
on
on
actually-
for the
broadcast.
show. Yeah.
That's
Okay,
amazing.
okay.
Amazing.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my god.
So
How long
in
is
his
this
room, there's like one of those styrofoam heads with the.
Oh, I hate
yeah.
those. I hate them.
Yeah.
I'm imagining this Schitt's Creek moment where you have several of them.
Just hang them all
yeah.
out.
I hate every
And
time
they all
they
have
show
names.
her closet. It's
Like,
so
yeah.
upsetting.
You get the Moira, like
Yeah. For
I am
sure.
I am in a room with like 4 disembodied heads. So yeah.
I would just never sleep.
It's they face the wall.
See, you
Yeah. No, I know. But yeah, how long does this decontamination process take?
I don't know. I'd probably honestly look up like what the legitimate like.
Sing happy birthday while we were sitting.
Yeah, like whatever the
I mean-
recommendation from the space CDC is.
right,
on-
sure. I mean, if you're really
Yeah.
concerned about like something like a high contaminant, you'd probably want to do this for a good 3 minutes.
Okay, so
Alright.
that full time. Like, and
Alright.
That's the minimum they
I
suggest.
could sing
Yeah.
Teenage Dirtbag that many times, like as long as it takes
well,
us to be done.
no, if like 3 minutes is the minimum, then you're getting the Bohemian Rhapsody. Like,
You know, it's not in the Garden of Eden or however you actually
Yeah,
pronounce it. That's fine. It's fine. Maybe
Your
when
stairway.
it's stairway.
Free bird.
It's
Oh,
We
it's
got
not.
shit to do, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
They don't ask for it.
So yeah, I probably like double up that time
Oh my
and
God.
just to make sure. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I think you're cool. Leave the suit here.
Yeah.
Probably
It's
don't
just
want
enough
all
time.
these chemicals all over the ship anyway.
Right. I mean, there's you would then, I'm sure, follow it up with like a water sluice
Yeah.
of like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
to
I
get
really
all
hope
the
there's like
stuff off.
drainage in this thing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in the cargo bay.
Yeah, in
It's
the cargo
just
bay,
enough
absolutely.
time that Blue considers like I have the necessary skills to make him stop. Like it is just that much time.
In fact, one of the things Benjamin, you would have noticed when you were setting this up is that this is a particularly good setup for this because even though this has been converted to a cargo bay, this was a safari ship before. So not only the floors,
Oh,
set
yeah.
so they've got drainage,
Yeah.
but they probably be a reasonable killing floor as well, right? For if they were, not only taking back live exotic animals, but if they were doing any butchering and whatnot. So they didn't like completely change all of that. So there's a good sluice system. So you're like, it's like, oh, it's perfect. Like you're not
What's
even
that?
really thinking about like, oh
Oh,
my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
maybe they killed animals on the ship at one point. It's more like, this is fantastic. What a great drainage system they've got built in.
Confusing but cool.
Yeah, it's like that metal grate, but I never thought about what was under the metal grate. I expected it
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
puddle up and be annoying, but
No.
Oh,
This is extra
fine.
weight.
Great. Fantastic. Okay. Is anybody else coming back? Like I probably ask
No.
on the comm at this point. Like, are you guys staying over there for the ride home?
We're gonna drive this one back. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then
Make
we'll
sure
be
everything
ready
goes
for you
smoothly.
when we get back.
Okay.
Just don't take off the helmets or gloves. Leave them on. I know it's annoying.
Did you set up like the mister or something, or like what?
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah,
mister.
something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I have to do
Cool.
it, you have to do it.
Looking
Oh yeah.
forward to it.
Now that it's happened to you, you want it to happen to everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through basic. Blue gives Ben the longest blink. Just that very slow, like "fuck you" blink.
Okay. All right. Well, like I'd even help you up, like after it's
Yeah.
done. Like, yeah, okay, now let's.
You could have warned me. I mean, I'm not
Well-
gonna warn them, but you could have warned me.
I guess that's true, but I just didn't want to waste any time. Like I saw the door open, doors closed, here it comes.
Your feelings are valid, and they're your feelings, and it's very. I'm gonna do the work to accept that. And like Blue's gonna like walk over, just like step out of the back seat and just
Oh,
walk it to the
and-
directly to the bridge.
Well, I'd probably let you know, like the bridge is sealed. Like I made sure that it was on separate air so that the toad didn't catch anything.
Oh,
Like
valid, actually. I don't know what
because I don't.
tardigrades do to toads.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I know none of us want to get the minor sweats, but
It's weird that you're right about this. I need to.
I-
I'm gonna ask your sources at some point when you.
well, I don't think you'll get to ask them because I don't
Well,
really share that
Where
information.
yours? I need to know where your sources were. This is insane.
No,
you're
not.
not.
Without a court order. Mm-mm.
Oh God. It's weird when you're right. Do I need to airlock to get into the bridge? Because we're
No,
not
like-
going
like-
any. Yeah.
I was just telling you, like, it's going to be that whole extra step of like, okay, you're going to have to manually
cool.
open the door, like, so you don't face plant into the door thinking it was going to open. That was kind of the warning I was giving.
Right,
I think
there's
she does
like,
it anyway.
right. I mean, there's really no way to like. There's not really an airlock into the bridge.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, you'll basically like to go into the bridge, you have to let air pass between. But if it seems like potentially Benjamin's concern was more when something came on the ship, then now everything's okay on the ship right now, so that's fine. And
if we invest in a coffee machine for the bridge, I will never leave it. I'm just throwing it out there, and we can keep it as germ-free as we want.
I'm sure there's an upgrade that you could get to have your own coffee dispenser set up on the bridge.
Yeah, and I'll hop into the bridge to like fly home.
And
Actually, yeah, hold on. How many side points do I have left?
I believe 4.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow through all of them right now. Or I don't
just
even think
need
I
to know
do.
if you're going to convey my message.
I am. So I'm gonna get in there, and I assume Monty's just chilling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Monty's asleep. In fact.
I'm gonna come in and just hey Monty, and sit down. When I sit down,
It's so good.
so cute. Can I use animal? So I can't remember what the thing is called. It's like animal sense or is it
There's
animals?
a psionics thing for that.
Yeah, there's a psionic thing to handle animals. It's very weird.
Oh right, that's why we figured like unknowingly you were really good at that early on.
Yeah, that's
because you had that as part of your background, and it was like, oh, you didn't even know that you had that, and you did.
Yeah. I can't find
is
it
that
now.
under telepathy?
Yeah, it's a telepathy thing. Let me see if I can pull it up really fast. Control F.
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember that, but I believe it.
It's such a funny, like it's one of those things. It's like handle animal is a weird thing to have in a space game to me.
Is it like an empathy? Like a
Yeah, it's like an empathy thing. Hold on.
Is it telepathy? It's telepathy, I think. But
Does it calls it out? That's why I brought it up.
This is the communication of emotions and basic feelings.
I mean, fuck it. I'm gonna I can also just talk to use. I mean, I could probably. I'm gonna see if I can do telepathy because I could swear that
right. I mean,
shows up.
If you want to actually well, there's one that the life detection lets you know what kind they are. Whether they're animals or humans, that kind of thing.
Would that have pinged when I noticed Ben? If it I guess if the frog was smart enough to talk to me.
Well, I mean, you would know that I would say that if you get to Ben, you know that he was there.
Yeah.
You know that Monty was there. You were just seeing. You weren't trying to connect. You were just.
You're right.
Scanning, right? So.
All right. I cannot find it now. I could swear it calls it. There's like a thing where it calls out that telepathy or something. Oh, there it is. This ability serves well in the handling of animals. So it is telepathy.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. So yeah, it's routine. It's a 6+. It only costs 1 psi. Sure. What do you want to try to do with Monty here with your telepathy?
It's weird to me that I've spent all this time with this random stranger who pretty much to everything I can tell is a big fan of Ben and also a big gun nut, which we put a fan of this guy on the ship. It seems like a bad idea, frankly. I've seen that musical that one time.
I feel like there's a Venn diagram of people that like guns and home defense stuff and people that watch my show. And
that's true.
Overlap.
Circle.
Yeah, there's a Venn diagram. It's a circle.
Yeah, we let him on that.
No, there's a couple people.
Clara, which musical are you referencing?
Assassins.
I don't know that. Okay.
But she Blue already suspects if you're passing a message alliance, you're being weird, you're talking to the frog. No one talks to the frog. So yeah, I'm gonna walk in and do the oh, hey Monty, Alex thanks you for the advice you gave him. And then
Are you using telepathy while
roll
you
the
do
telepathy?
This? Go ahead.
Which, yeah, I overachieved on that hardcore. Why was that late? Where was that earlier? Yeah, I got a 13.
Okay.
Wait, did I get a 13? No, I got a 12.
So he opens his eyes, you say his name, you tell him that, and he closes his eyes again, and he does that iridescent shift where it goes through and he rainbows.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes back, and then what you're picking up is he's good, happy, good.
Okay. I'm gonna use send thoughts this time. This is really dumb. Actually gonna talk to this fucking frog. Send thoughts, which is a side cost of 2, and that's gonna leave you with 1 point after this. So I'm gonna have to be able to see if I can. Actually, can I use Mind Link, or does it only work on psychics?
Oh, used by telepaths to communicate with one another. You know, it would be a great way to find out whether he's got any
That's
weird
what I
side
want to
powers.
know. So that's what we're gonna do.
You go ahead and you just try to silent mind link.
It's a 9 make it.
Yeah, it's an easy. It's a 4+. Sure.
I'm gonna mind link with this toad.
Okay. And what it's to communicate. So what are you doing?
Does Alex know something I don't?
Don't know what Alex knows.
Jesus Christ.
Alex, nice. And that's where we'll end it for tonight.
Oh my gosh, that's so bad.
And you can swear he's smiling.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I find it delightful that Benjamin has found his way onto a ship with 3 psychics when psychics are the thing he is super paranoid about. Like,
I can't wait to tell you that the tinfoil only amplifies it.
It attracts.
It just attracts psychics.
yeah. It's just a waveform focuser.
Yeah, it's just a dish. It's like a satellite dish. Just bringing it in.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for tonight's Psychic Toad session of Yuma Station. I hope everyone had fun, whether you're playing or watching or listening. Also, we would love it if you share the game with your friends on your social medias platforms, except MeWe, because Stu's on MeWe. I don't want Stu to know that, anybody else is on MeWe.
We're having a good time.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
Gosh.
Screw that old man.
Don't tell him.
Yeah, don't tell him. So, shh. If you're new to the show and you want to catch up on previous episodes, please point your browser to happyjacks.org/Yuma Station. And if you are interested at all in any of the other succulent content on the Happy Jacks Network, please be sure to check out the calendar after we do our closing go around. So I would like to give everybody the opportunity to give a little shout out as to where people can find you on social media and anything you'd like to let them know. I'm going to start with Clara.
Hi, I'm Clara. I play Blue, and oh my god, okay. I have a really busy week this week. Just surprisingly, I'm all over the internet as clearly _golden, especially Twitter, where if you miss anything I bring up right now, you can find there. I will be tomorrow on Life Action Roleplays live stream at 8, doing a drawing version of, I kind of don't remember what it's called right now, but we're playing a tabletop that instead of you rolling dice, you have to draw what you encounter to get around it. So it's me and 3 other artists, and we're gonna play test this game / just play this game. It's gonna be crazy, so you should check that out. And in 2 weeks, I'm gonna be on something that I kind of can't talk about because it's a surprise. So you should follow me on Twitter, and unless you're into mermaids, in which case you can follow me on Instagram as clearly _golden. Wait, nope, that's the other one. Mermaid _clarity.
CADave.
Aha! I'm often found here on this channel, in various forms, one or the other. We're still in the process of trying to wrap up our Cthulhu campaign with Stu on Sundays. I believe we'll be trying again this next Sunday to get it all off the ground so we can finish up our story and see if we all devolve into madness and being eaten by yogurt-covered geometry dogs, or what happens. I don't know. But aside from that, I got to do a guest spot on Jason, whichever direction he is. He's over other way over there, on his channel for a Masks game the past couple of weekends. But you can catch that on his YouTube, I think, in the post game season, right? And then I'm starting to toy with the idea of doing a little bit of game streaming myself, and stream myself playing American Truck Simulator and building a transport empire across the Western United States. So catch me on Twitter at CA Sith Lord, and I'll make some announcements there when I figure out when I can do that. And people can join the chat, and it'll be like I'm on the CB radio. It'll be fun. That's the whole idea.
And Jason, since you got mentioned, you might flow through on the segue.
Oh yeah,
just
sure.
wherever
So hi,
you are.
I'm Jason. I am having a lot of fun playing Alex Murillo here. Also, I do a fair amount of streaming over on my channel at It's Probably Okay, which is also my Twitter. You can follow me there for updates and whatnot. I stream on Wednesdays and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can see my schedule over there if you head up there. You can check out the game I made at demigodspbta.com. So there's a quick start guide there that was just updated this week. So thanks.
Fantastic. And Samantha.
Hello, I'm Sam. This is the only game I'm playing in right now, which is super fun. Having a lot of fun menacing everyone as Sal. You can find me on most of the social networks at Red Pandroid. I'm on TikTok now, making some dumb videos over there, which is real fun. And if you like my weird creativeness and want to check out some things I designed and possibly buy them, you can visit my store. It's stiarnastore.com, STIARNA. And I've got fun like Viking and mythology inspired designs over there.
Awesome. And I'm Bill Roper. You can find me on Twitter at Bill Roper because it's easy for me to remember. I am also on TikTok and spend a lot of time there now making informative and goofy content. And I am at Bill freaking Roper there. If you have ever played or want to know cool insider stuff about Disney Infinity, I talk about that a lot. And I have recently delved back into doing my weird googly eyes videos where I go out into the world and put googly eyes in places people don't expect them, which is what I started kind of doing on TikTok, and it did okay. And then I recently did a new one, and somehow it got 88,000 views because I guess people really like googly eyes. So the one I just did today and posted today is I went shopping and I put googly eyes, little tiny googly eyes, on a dozen eggs in an egg thing, and then I leave it there. So hopefully when someone comes shopping, they'll say, I wonder if these eggs are cracked. And they'll be like, oh, these eggs are staring back at me.
That's a nightmare, and I love it.
Yeah, it's they're cute. They're cute little eggs.
Just serif things. Just angelic
That's right.
things.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. And we will see you out there.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.